told that it was coming out frozen.
Yeah, that's like their whole thing is that they keep their beer taps at like 26 degrees.
This was Twin Peaks.
It freezes the beer.
Yeah.
Was Chris Isaac there?
No, but he does want to fall in love with you.
He doesn't. Doesn't want to fall.
I have always wanted to cover Wicked Game, but I don't have quite the falsetto.
It's hard
That'd
to
be
say.
a wicked thing to do, probably.
Yeah.
That would be
Wicked
smart.
Jack Black covering it though, because he does
yes, and it's amazing.
Wonderful job.
Yeah, and it's amazing.
really nice.
I have a friend in Austin that has covered it a couple of times.
Boston?
Too. Yes,
It's
in
a
Boston.
good one.
He actually opens for Foghat every weekend too.
Nice. I like to listen to it when I sit in my shower.
Just when I cry.
Yeah,
Guys.
I've got a whole bottle of vodka in the shower. You want us to shut up so you can start?
No, you're good. Welcome back to Jacob V Weekly. We want to start like we do every week by inviting you to follow Caddyshack of Hamel, Illinois. It's just Hamel. And you'll notice I'm joined in studio today by Blinded by Stereo. Most of us are here, and Baby Brother has joined in. I was going to do a double header, and then it ended up that we could all be here at the same
I can
time.
go outside if you want.
No. I was going to do you at 5 and then do them at 7, and then it just wound up that we could all be here now, and I'm in love with it.
Yes, sir.
We have huge news as Blinded by Stereo. Apparently, we're opening for Ludacris. And I said this. I said this last year when we opened for Mr. Florence James Ryder at the NASCAR Freeway Extravaganza. I said, this is the best gig we've ever played.
Oh, yeah.
Florence was an absolute gentleman, an
angel,
an inspiration to work with.
And free Diet Coke.
And I drank him out of Diet Coke. If I didn't have another gig to get through that day, I'd have stayed all night. And we're coming back, baby. We're even higher billed than we were before. And I am just through the roof.
It was like Christmas
So
today.
you're doing it then.
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool.
I don't even know when it is, but I
It's
will.
June 1st and 2nd.
Christ Jesus.
Oh, wait, we got that thing that weekend.
No, we do not. We do. You tell Ludacris that I have a thing that weekend.
I just love
Because I'm not doing this.
I just love the idea that not a single person in our band was in contact with the festival again this year, and the announcement came out today. Fully expecting my other band to be on it because I did communicate with them about it, and then suddenly both of my bands are on it. Like,
I saw it and I was like,
We're not going to complain.
what?
We are honored.
Well,
And
when
I
you-
am
I
marking
like to
it.
think that Dr. Chris,
yeah, Dr. Chris.
paging Dr. Chris.
I'm going to save it in my calendar as Ludacris.
I believe that he asked
But
us
also,
for us by name.
there's lots of other people on
Wait,
the bill.
imagine if he was a lawyer instead of a dentist. You imagine being represented by Luda?
Luda R. Chris, attorney at law.
Yeah, Esquire. Exactly. Yeah, that's
What's the R for?
Well, you always have to, and I can attest to this. You always have to use your middle initial when you're.
But you can use a
acting as
first
attorney.
initial sometimes too.
You can, and I've considered doing that in my own practice.
Or you
but
could do first initial, middle initial, then last name.
you could, but that feels a little like J.D. Drew, right? Who was always like
Geiger.
the H.R. Geiger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How much did he count?
I mean, he counted. He counts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's an artist.
Mm-hmm.
MC
My thing
Escher,
is-
also an artist.
So
A lot
it's
of artists.
Ludacris, Riley Green, and you're saying this Adam Wainwright is the same hero pitcher from the World Series that time?
He sure does. Yes.
Yes.
That's the same guy?
Yes.
Yes.
And he's third billed?
Yes.
He sure is.
I thought
More
he-
loved and
What was his
appreciated.
He's
song?
billed higher than
David
Big and
Freeze.
Rich.
What was
he-
what was his Cardinals song? It was like
Wow.
Fly
Birds or something.
Fly Birds Fly or something like
Yeah.
that. He also
Ooh.
sang the national anthem
He's
that
got
one
a song.
time.
No, he's got a song.
Oh, I
about-
believe it.
All I know is he sang the national anthem, and it was awful.
Yeah, he didn't write that.
Time
No.
to Fly, maybe? Was that what it was
Time
called?
to Fly. That's
Yeah.
what it was. Yeah,
You
he
sure
had
it
a
wasn't
whole song
Learn to
about the
Fly?
Cardinals.
Are you sure he's not secretly Dave Grohl?
No, but he might
Maybe
be.
he is,
He might be
actually.
rewriting that song for the Battlehawks.
He's got a hell of
Time
an
to
arm
Fly,
on him. Can I
Cacaw.
say this?
Parenthetical.
That kid, was he left-handed?
No.
Oh, even better. I fucking hate people that are left-handed.
Oh, this hurts.
It's the fucking worst.
You got two of them in the room.
I gotta agree. I
Really?
also
It's
hate
just
people
that
are
you're
left-handed.
left-handed.
We're
It's
split.
not-
We
I
got-
don't
we
hate
got
all
two
of
righties,
you.
two lefties.
It's just confusing.
Yeah, I mean, you invite left-handed guests and then you shit all over them. Is that what type of?
It was
podcast
kind of
we're
the
on
whole
right now?
thing. That's all I had planned. I'm just lure them in with
That was the
topics.
whole bit.
I made this flyer. Ludacris isn't coming. No, Ludacris is absolutely coming.
You're telling me
Okay, that's
Luda
good, yeah.
R. Chris, attorney at law, is not going to be in St. Louis this summer?
What if his first name is Lou, and his middle name is
Lou
Duh?
the Chris.
No, duh.
No, it's
Lou
the,
duh.
but he had to change it because it sounded cooler.
Okay,
It's not.
all
I
right.
Lou the
guarantee you
Chris.
it's not.
Yeah.
Lou Chris,
Let
attorney
me
at
tell
law.
you.
My name's Lou Chris.
So Adam
D. Chris.
Wainwright, who
Lou
apparently
D.
makes country music now, Big and Rich with Gretchen Wilson and Cowboy Troy, Brittany Spencer, I don't know her,
I thought Cowboy Troy was that guy that played
Tim
guitar in his
Duggar.
underpants in New York.
Blinded by Stereo,
Hey.
the Bobby Ford Band,
Okay.
Dave Grohl's Playadors. I know them. They're
Dave
good.
Grohl?
Dave Grelly,
Let's see.
DJ Math, DJ Mo Samba.
You're telling me we're billed higher than Dave Grohl?
Yeah, and Dr. Trevegas again.
You guys are fucking killing it.
We're
yeah,
billed
hell yeah.
way higher than JC Supercar.
Yeah, I have some.
Jake, I think they're in alphabetical order.
Are they really?
I think they are. Yes.
Oh man, lucky
Wait,
us.
Yeah, what's the next one?
You're a genius.
I'm a goddamn genius.
They're in alphabetical order, but Ludacris is
No. The undercard is in
right. The
alphabetical
undercard is alphabetical order.
Yeah.
Okay, so my new band,
Or
Triple
like
A.
Thunder card. Triple A.
I'm starting a band called Triple A
Triple
One.
A roofing and siding.
No. It's the Automobile Exchange Club.
That's what I was
yes.
thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also roofing
Great
and
insurance.
siding.
But it's just one of those like anonymous businesses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
The interesting part about JC Supercar, that whole thing was that, obviously we're Jesus Christ Supercar. I got an email at 11:40 p.m. last night. It was like, hey, can we shorten it for the bill for reasons I can't explain? I'll call you in the morning. Okay, yeah, sure. We won't object to that. That's fine.
Don't you think that Jesus Christ would be more of a draw for this crowd?
Right.
I-
It's the NASCAR community,
Yeah.
So
and they're going to see Jesus
Supercar?
Christ Supercar.
yeah, exactly.
Sign me up.
Also,
God damn.
Supercar is one word. Damn it, not two.
It is one car. It is
And
one
they
word.
put a space between super and car. It always pisses it. I'm always furious when they do that.
Screw
But
you
the
and
press
money.
release
I'll take
doesn't
2
have it.
tickets to that
Hey, just
paradise.
But
relax.
here's the thing.
You're gonna
Can I
have
just
all the Diet
clarify-
Coke you can drink.
Can I just clarify one thing?
Sure.
So, at this point, even though we didn't technically say we wanted to do it, now that we're this far in, we get to do it, right?
Yeah,
I hope so.
There's
yeah.
not a reality where they're going to say never mind.
Well, no, there's not, and that's on them whether or
Is
not
there
they ever
not?
confirmed it.
I'm still gun shy. I don't know.
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
no,
Rip
they're-
the carpet out from underneath me.
They're not
I'm
gonna
gonna
do that.
cry.
Because I think if we show up with that flyer, that we'll probably get VIP parking at least.
At least,
true, yeah.
right?
Oh,
We
yeah,
got to
there's-
prove we're blinded by stereo.
There's really no downside.
I'm going to get one of Ludacris's outfits from one of the Fast and the Furious movies.
Good idea.
Honestly, I think that idea is.
You mean the
ludicrous.
first scene in Too Fast, Too Furious where he's wearing that tracksuit and he's got that big old afro?
Oh yeah.
Is
See,
Ludacris
that's
a
the
good
one that
idea.
went to space in
Can
the
you
other
look that
one in
up?
the Pontiac Fiero?
Yep, I got you.
Can you
I
look
think
that
he
up
might
for
have,
me?
yeah. Did he go to space?
Oh, they went to space in a Pontiac Fiero.
I thought it was just Dom.
As you do.
I thought it was
Yeah.
just Vin.
Hell yeah, they did.
I thought it was just Dom or Vin or
No, it
Vin
was
Dom.
him and the bald one.
Because when I think of a Pontiac Fiero, I think airtight. You know what I'm saying?
They used duct tape and
Ah.
HVAC
See,
piping.
is this Fast 10 that we're talking about here?
No, this one was, I think, Fast 8, maybe. The
Okay.
Fate of the Furious. The F8 of the Furious.
Ah.
Oh,
see,
Jacob,
I think I stopped
lied.
at
It is
7.
not a
No, they're at 10.
tracksuit. It is a, what are those called? What are those called? The mechanics wear them and they cover the whole body. But you
Coveralls.
it's a jumpsuit. There you go.
Oh, jumpsuit.
Boom. That's good. enough.
Coveralls works, too.
They're very thin coveralls.
Mm-hmm.
Borderline silver.
Do you think that it would be a good idea for the band to all wear coveralls
Jacob
on
should wear
stage
that.
like Devo?
Or like the Fearless Flyers.
Do they do that too?
Yes.
Unless this is like a thing.
Yes.
Oh.
I did that already.
Oh.
Sorry.
We
Well,
had
la-di-da!
CD release party in 2000 at the Duck Room, and
As
we all
Devo?
wore white
Oh.
coveralls.
Did you
Devo
co-
is more wearing like a
Yellow.
hazmat
Yeah.
sort of thing.
What
with
about
the
white
energy
velour?
Oh, we could do
Coveralls.
all white velour or velveteen.
Ooh, I would go with velveteen.
I
I
would
bet you
do
it doesn't
all white.
breathe very well.
All white would be cool.
All white.
Whatever you want, but just all white.
Take that, Backstreet Boys.
I want it that
You
way.
guys could do a cover just in tribute because you were wearing white, and people would be like, "Why are they?" Oh, it's because
Oh,
the white
yeah,
thing.
it's because of the
the white.
B
Yeah,
Street
that is
Boys.
a very white thing to cover the the Backstreet Boys.
I was talking about the
Yeah.
outfits, but yeah, also the,
You know what I'm
the
saying.
whiteness
Yeah.
of the thing, the caucasity, as they'll say.
Cassidy.
Yes. Yes.
Well, this has been great, everybody.
Oh,
Thanks
yeah,
for
we're doing the
coming.
podcast.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it fun? Is all of that a cold open?
I was going to say, did we step on your lead-in?
Good God. We got to... so, Caddyshack of New Hamel, Illinois.
Oh, yeah, back into that.
Patreon.com.
No,
It's not New Hamel, it's just
Jacob
Hamel.
V.
Just Hamel. Mark
Right,
Hamill.
that's why. Actually...
Mark Hamill.
Another thing we noticed is that we have 3 of our beloved patrons down here from patreon.com/JV.
Here.
Have any of you looked at the goddamn content I send you fuckers every week?
Yeah, I tried looking at it the other day, and it just seems kind of convoluted. And I was just
It's
like,
another
it's not
login
really-
for me, which is difficult.
That's the thing. Is
but
the
I get
login.
I get a nice little I get a little serotonin hit when I get it in my inbox,
That's all that matters.
and that's really what it does for me.
resetting your.
Occasionally, you'll
password.
send a song that you've written and performed, and I'll listen to that.
Good. So you can log in.
Well, only if I really try hard.
Okay, I get it. And that's good to know. That's good feedback for Patreon.
I'll
He's
be,
reset his
I'll be
password
honest,
multiple
is that I don't check on it as often as I would like, but I like giving you the $4 every month.
See.
That's really important to me.
It really helps keep the show coming. I mean, we're
I like
really,
when PayPal
we're
gives
really
me a
picking up the
notification that I did
pace.
that.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, it's gratifying.
The what? The PayPal.
But every time I get the
notification?
PayPal push notification on my phone saying, $4 to this, I just go,
What I
I
like
enjoy
about
that.
it mostly is that I get to hold you accountable as one of your shareholders.
That's the thing. It's
So-
like you're one of the first people I think of if it's been too long since I've done an episode. I think, God damn it, Matt gave me his $4.
I am legitimately on it every time you.
You're
drop
the.
one,
I
though.
mean,
I listen to it every time.
Oh, I talked to Joe the other day.
Oh, yeah?
And he said I'm like 2 episodes behind. I'm like 2 episodes.
He's an executive producer.
We were off for 2 months. So, I'm dealing with that. And then Clay will tell my cousin about the podcast and not tell him what it's called or where to find it.
which cousin?
You told Nick, precious Nick, who lives in
He
South
lives in
America.
Brazil.
Yeah, but I didn't want to say his full name on the air.
Yes. Well, also, I mean, who's going to spell that name? Come on.
Right. I guess it was people who know it already. Maybe they'll try. Yeah. Don't. Like, whoa, that doesn't help. That doesn't
Did
help.
that not do anything?
When I got and then so our precious cousin Nick reached out to me and said, "What is your podcast called? What's it on?" I said, "My God, how did you even know there was one without any of that information?"
Because I saw him at the family reunion.
And you just said podcast to him.
I said, Jacob's got a podcast, Jacob V Weekly. You should check it out.
You did not say that.
We were drunk in the lake. It's easy to
Cut the
forget
tension
things.
with a knife.
Yeah.
We're okay. We're fine.
Jake, how come you weren't at the
And
family
now we don't
reunion?
even know if he can do it because he's in Brazil.
I came for the afternoon. And I just rode around in the boat, and then my cousin took it up. We ran ashore for a moment.
Nick did?
And, no. But they
There's a
were
lot
out
of
of
cousins.
power, and so it was going to be 9:00 before we could eat lasagna.
I just realized you're in the worst spot because you got to keep going like this.
Yeah, I got to keep my head on a swivel.
You don't have to. Oh, see, if
You're gonna
you
have
were wearing
whiplash by the
headphones,
end
you
of
wouldn't
this.
feel the need to look at anybody.
Yeah.
Would you like these headphones?
You're going to be exhausted when you're done with this.
No, this is good for me.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
No, but they were out of power, and I was just coming for the day, and I would have stayed for dinner if it was going to be like anything else and any earlier. But the electricity was out, so I just rode around on the boat for a little bit till I felt like it was dangerous, and then I came home.
Are your
It's not that
dogs
far.
pulling up your flooring upstairs?
That's got to be what they're doing.
It's like they're stripping the linoleum.
You know what? I kind of need to strip it anyway, so they're doing me a favor. My wife probably put them on it.
I didn't know you were a stripper.
Yeah, I strip it up. I strip it up and down.
But only on linoleum stages.
But especially linoleum. It makes it easier to get around. If you got good socks on, linoleum,
Knee pads.
Oh, yeah.
you got
Yeah,
some
but-
gold toe, some fresh,
But
never
if-
been washed gold toe on some linoleum, Daddy. I could do 1,500.
What's gold toe?
The
That's
socks.
that's a sock.
Oh, I thought you meant like Gold Bond powder for some reason.
No, but that would make it more
Yeah,
slick. wouldn't it?
exactly. Yeah.
I do worry though. Like, wouldn't your heels get caught in the grout between them? Like, wouldn't you have to
Linoleum?
worry about that?
Not if
no,
they do it
linoleum
right.
has some grout, doesn't it?
Faux grout.
No, yeah, that's
Faux
just
gras.
that's just that
foie
lick and
gras?
stick flooring.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
spit on it and you go, and then
That's
it's
right.
floor.
You nail it down on the edges.
No.
Well, I'm mistaking it then.
Tile has grout.
Tile
Linoleum
does have grout.
replicates grout in a very poor fashion.
Yes.
But it all comes up in one strip if you do it right. So that's nice.
Sure does. Thanks
Which is
for
what the
pointing
dogs are doing right
Everybody
now.
loves when there's just one strip, you know?
Yeah, I don't think that light was helping, and it kind of was making you look
I'm so
weird.
glad that that's not there anymore.
I am too.
out. Yeah, me too.
I
It was-
kind of wanted to turn it off. I wanted to turn it on earlier, really, just so I had the opportunity to turn it off.
Well, do you know what
I
you
mean?
do? You know what you did is you set it up and then you turned the overhead lights on.
That's true, and it was burning my retinas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you set it down to its lowest setting, and then you set it right back up to one of its highest settings.
It's not one of the
you
highest.
did do
It'll
that.
go higher. I had to turn it up a little bit. I was just trying. I haven't used this camera in forever. I'm just trying it out.
I think we got plenty of light.
Yeah, I got plenty of cameras.
That's right.
This one, though, I mean, I'm working on it. We're crafting a thing here. Don't you worry about me.
Oh, is that one going too?
One of the things I wanted you guys to be here for was we have a show on Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
Not just are we opening for Ludacris at the NASCAR Festival Expressway on
in June
1st and 2nd, in front of thousands or beside thousands of people.
Yes, to the backs
But
of thousands.
We're so excited and blessed, and it's just going to be a good time. Come on down, and but also we're playing this week Thursday night at Central Stage.
Yes. Yes, we are.
February 8th, Blinded by
8th.
Stereo, and then it'll be North by North.
North by North.
Who is that?
They're a two-piece from Chicago.
I love that.
Quite.
They tour quite a bit.
They do.
I like their music, and they're a good band.
Why?
It's good.
Good. And then
Love
Cave
that.
Radio.
It's good. I would say recommend it if you like things like the White Stripes
Oh,
or
yeah.
Band
Dead
of Skulls or Black Rebel Motorcycle Club.
All right.
Oh, this is quite the endorsement.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
good.
like it.
Yes, I mean it's like I mean,
Good.
two-piece chick drummer. They obviously love those bands that I just discussed.
They're super
They-
nice, too. They've got wicked cool artwork, and I like them.
They've been friends of mine since my New Orleans days. We used to play with them down there. I've been playing shows with them for a decade now, which is wild.
Yeah,
Or
they were
about.
just posting that they released a record 10 years ago.
Yeah, they've been doing this whole like 200 shows out on the road a year thing for like 8-9 years.
Can you make a
Damn.
decent living doing that?
They obviously do. They've got a
Is-
Mercedes Sprinter, like
That's
Those
a
are quite
business
the
write-off.
investment.
Sure, it is. I agree with you, but
Ooh,
they
interesting idea.
but they do. They obviously do well enough, and they've been doing this for a really long time.
That's cool.
And they're a good band. They've got a lot of really. Their merch is, they're one of those bands, and I think this is wild. But there's not a lot of bands, at least currently, that can pull this off. That you don't even have to like them to be like, I want one of those T-shirts. Like all of their design is super cool.
Yeah, you said
Their
their
records
artwork,
are
yeah.
great too.
What's their name again? I'm so
North by North.
North by North.
sorry. North
Yes,
by North.
they are.
I'm gonna look them up.
And they're wonderful.
pretty
Nate and
good.
Kendra are the two people in that band. They are old friends, new friends, cool friends. So I'm always happy to play with them and help them set up shows wherever I'm living. So
We're
But is
also
Cave Radio headlining?
they sure
yeah.
are. Yeah,
They sure are, aren't they?
they sure are.
And what's that about?
What do you mean? What's that about?
I mean, just what's their thing?
I mean, I always say with them, it's like recommended if you like late stage Paramore and
Late stage.
It's more like dance.
late
pop.
stage Paramore. No, Paramore is a different band right now than
It's
they
true.
were. Like
they're
yeah.
But
Poppy.
it makes it sound like pancreatic cancer when you say late
does,
stage.
it
I know what I said.
they went from pop punk to dance pop.
I would almost argue this new record's like for Paramore is like very. It's got post punk elements to it. Like
Interesting.
it's
I
an
haven't listened
interesting
to it.
record.
I don't think we're playing with Paramore though.
We're not.
Not
but
this
I-
year, but maybe
next
year.
I mean,
Yeah.
Flowrider,
Had to
Ludacris,
racetrack.
Paramore's
Find out
next.
once they send out the poster.
Yeah, Paramore's on deck.
But I always say Cave Radio, like, and I mean, full disclosure here, I manage Cave Radio. But
I manage Cave Radio.
But they, it's very, like I said, late stage Paramore, St. Vincent,
They're a good band.
PJ Harvey, that kind of stuff. It's really cool.
D has a really good voice.
Yeah, and they're really talented. I like them a lot.
Yeah, I know some of them individually to be, pretty great on their respective instruments or whatever.
Yeah.
I should know.
We played
I
with
don't
them.
We played with them back
We
a year,
did.
a year ago, just about now. Yeah.
Old Rock House. I just bought a ticket to a show there. I'm going to go see the Nicotine Dolls, which is this handsome guy from TikTok that I like. So
Okay.
don't bother me.
Okay, I won't.
I'll be there by myself. I bought one ticket because I probably won't go, but I wanted to say thanks for coming. I'm going to buy the ticket.
I went with Eric one time to see Cowboy Mouth at the Old Rock House.
That
It was
would
the
be
first
fun.
time I ever went to the Old Rock House, and it was a show that I had no conception of at all. And those guys are insanely good.
The Cowboy
Like,
Mouth.
dude, the
That's
guy,
the drummer
like-
that sings, Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always
I-
an interesting.
I know
show.
those-
He controls an audience like.
It was
Nobody
insane.
ever-
And it was.
Doesn't
I think
he
it was
set
the
up
first.
kind of forward, too? Like he likes
Yeah,
to be...
he's at the front of the
Yeah,
stage.
that's pretty goofy. I saw them on Letterman,
And
maybe.
he only plays a 3-piece kit.
It was the
More
first
drum bass.
unmasked show I went to after COVID.
That's a good one. A band whose name is Mouth.
Yeah, Cowboy Mouth.
When you
They
first
saw
get
my
to
mouth.
let the mouth out.
The
you-
new
for the
album
first
by
time.
Blinded by Stereo, a band whose name is Mouth.
A band whose name is Mouth. I have albums out right now that I'm promoting that have worse names than that.
What are those names, Jake? I'm curious.
No Antics has a new single out called Fembots. We love that.
I
It's
love that single,
That's
though.
actually,
It's a good
she
one.
wrote that based off a story I told them. See, the thing about No Antics is they don't know.
That you're
you-
clinically insane?
They don't know me before I quit drinking alcohol.
Uh-huh.
So there are
Oh,
stories
yeah.
from those days that they really can't imagine.
Dude, they missed a
There
whole
are
thing.
stories that they've never seen anybody act the way that Eric knows me to act, and the entire BSD staff or whatever they're called from the pageant and Delmar Hall combined.
I
you
don't
tell
know.
them-
I don't know you from that era either.
Did you tell them about the
They
Witch Cup?
scraped me off of that trolley platform
Isn't it
so
B&D?
many times.
Big and Dumb?
What is the thing they're called?
It's
they have
BND, yeah.
BND.
Yeah, Big and
With
Dumb.
an
BPD.
ampersand.
And they've always been nothing but sweet to me. They close my tab for me when they're kicking me out. It's
Yeah,
always
they certainly don't have to be so nice to you, you know?
No, they've always been absolutely lovely, and that's genuine. Even the geriatric police officer that usually has to come, like, say, "Sir, you can't sleep on the trolley platform." But I told that story to the people at No Antics, and then Molly wrote that song about it, mostly. And she was watching a lot of Austin Powers at the time, which is weird. She hasn't been on the show yet, so I feel weird speaking for her. But that's what happened, and that's out. Do we? I've mentioned it on the show. We have new music coming out.
We do. Yeah.
We're in the we don't have a date or anything. We're in the middle of it.
Yeah.
We still got some things we actually got to lay down.
Yeah. Vocals. We got to do vocals. I got to reach out and
Do some
things.
vocals because he was doing top secret work that he does when he's working.
top secret.
Yeah, it's really great stuff.
Quite.
Quite.
And then, I mean, I think the plan is to put it on vinyl again. So depending on how long it takes to do that little
yeah,
maneuver.
that's the longest part, really.
yeah.
Because
We have one of your last ones, and I'm a big fan.
Are you okay?
Ours?
Yeah, he's got the record. He got it
Oh,
for Christmas
thanks,
the
man.
year it
Yeah.
came out.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Everybody got it for Christmas. I think I bought 9 of them that Christmas.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was a good time. I see it in people's homes. That's what I really.
It's also
because it
beautiful.
makes me feel good
That
about
color.
me.
My favorite. Who took the picture of our shirt at the thrift shop?
I didn't. My aunt did, but I was
Somebody-
in that store the other day.
God
It's so
bless
funny.
them. They bought our
But yeah,
merch.
and then
There
our uncle
is
was like,
a-
I have that one.
There's a local you may call it an antique store, but it's a specific kind of antique store. It's not fine antiques. It's like people they rent a booth in the store.
Yeah.
and they have things they're selling
So,
like
like,
on consignment there
amongst the
And
bric-a-brac.
And it was on a
There was-
mannequin.
There was maybe
like
a
it wasn't in a
dozen
bin. It wasn't folded up on the table. It was on a mannequin.
Yeah, it was
of
on
the-
display.
It was
I thought-
lovely.
I thought it was just on a hanger. Was it on a mannequin?
It was on a mannequin. Someone gets to walk and be like, I want what that mannequin's wearing. And that's how that happens.
See, I love that.
Yeah.
But it was the
love
limited
that for you
edition
guys.
blue.
It was.
How many blue shirts did we make? 20?
There weren't that many.
Just
I've
think
got- I have
about
one
the.
I have one of the blue ones, and it's funny because I bought it before I joined the band.
Yeah, Colin
and
got
then,
a raw deal.
And then I'll
He
never,
bought all our merch and then joined the band.
Well, I didn't mind buying the record. That doesn't bother me at all. But I bought one of the blue ones, which is on a mannequin right there too, across from me. But I bought one of the blue ones, and then like a month later, I joined the band, and it's just like, and I refused to wear my own band's merch. So it's just like,
Yeah.
well, this shirt is no longer wearable. So I gave it to my wife. But
Oh, that's the blue one right behind me on the mannequin you were saying.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
put it in camera for the people
One
at
time,
home.
Jake played the heavy anchor solo. And,
Was it the piano thing?
It was the piano thing.
I
And
enjoyed
he had
that.
the mannequin
That full set's on
with
Patreon.
that shirt on
cool.
it, just on display for everybody to see. So that
It's
everybody
great
knew.
exposure.
It was good.
Yeah, I didn't really have any of my own merch to sell. There's not really any Jacob V merch that's physical. So but there was Blinded by Stereo merch, and I didn't have anyone on stage with me, so I brought the mannequin.
What
we
about
need
the
a
Yes Men?
we need a cool shirt with like a very like comic book, like all the halftone, all that kind of stuff, design work, with a girl
A girl.
with
I don't
very
like it.
dark
I already don't
sunglasses.
like it.
Girl with very dark sunglasses on. That's like we need a cool sort of comic booky T-shirt that isn't just like a block of orange on it. That
Yes.
has like I
Well, that was from the record, so
Yeah.
it made sense at the time. And the problem is the dudes that did our cover, like the album cover work, he did a really good job. He did a really cool design, but then was like really weird about us using the design that we paid for.
Weird.
And it was strange. And so then
You know how to solve that problem.
We kept asking him, and he just never returned an email.
You know what I would do?
What would you do?
Dolly 3, baby. We can
What's
have
Dolly
AI
3?
make us the next one.
Oh.
What's happening?
Can we do it right now?
Yeah.
Do it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, Colin, explain that whole thing you just said about the girl with the
All right,
shades
so
and the
comic book style.
Comic Sans.
No. If you ever say those two words in a row to me ever again, I will disown
kill
you. Comic book style, halftone, girl with sunglasses, and the words "blinded by stereo" coming out of a speech bubble or in a
Speech
speech bubble. There,
So, kind of like pop art thing.
pop art. Yeah, very pop art. Yeah.
Pop art. I like pop art.
Well, because then it's power pop art.
The new record by Blinded by Stereo. Power pop art. Power part.
So we don't say the new record by Blinded by Stereo after things that are actually going to be named, like things that are actually good names for a record. It's always dumb shit, right?
This is the part where Colin
gonna hate
explains
me.
the joke to me.
So far, I had to log in.
Mansplaining the joke.
Oh, it's not. You can't mansplain to another man.
You're
That's
gonna-
not how it goes.
You're gonna hate me. I had to log in, so I got as far as a comic book style illustration of.
Okay, a comic book style.
No, you can't mansplain to another man.
No, I'm just.
I was just.
You can explain.
Yeah. You got cansplain.
You can explain
Yeah.
to a man.
You cansplain to a man. Mansplain. Yeah.
Yeah, you can mansplain.
Cansplain. I like
Can
that.
man.
All right, a comic book depiction of a girl with dark hair and sunglasses,
Sunglasses.
with her left hand
Left hand.
on the sunglasses
On the arm.
and a speech bubble that says "blinded by stereo" with an exclamation point.
Jake, you might want to clip this for the Patreon. This is exclusive stuff here. We are actively coming up with the design for the
Well,
Soon
we
to
don't
be
If I were a
titled
better
record.
illustrator, I would have done it already. I'm just a terrible illustrator.
Well, we'll see what she
Don't say
comes
that.
up with.
What's her name again?
Dolly.
Can you mansplain to Dolly? Is that okay?
She likes it. She likes.
I think we just
detail.
did.
Yeah, I think she likes detail.
detail.
You could commission.
She doesn't know what the hell
you could
she's
commission
doing.
a local artist.
Oh my God, it looks
Pretty
great.
nice for them as well.
She spelled stereo wrong, but I can fix that.
Hold on, I want to see it. I'm going to come over there.
She's not good at.
Oh, you put in AI?
Well,
Did you
yeah, one
misspell
of them's
stereo,
real
Jake?
small. Here, I can put it on. This is probably
We'll
higher
go look at it.
resolution up here.
Then it's just you and me here.
There it is.
How's it
Blinded
going
by
this evening?
Sturdo. Blinded by Sturdo.
I like the other one better, actually. Let me see this.
I don't like AI, but that's pretty good.
That one's better.
And it's spelled
We'll wait
correctly.
to see.
Her hands all messed up.
Oh yeah, AI doesn't like hands.
No, but
Yeah.
AI's got a weird thing about hands.
it's not that bad. She's got the right number of fingers.
AI's getting pretty good, but hands?
Hands? No hands.
No hands.
She's wearing some kind of cutting edge golf glove.
So what you do is you send that to a local artist and be like, "This is what we want." But, we
But
want it
also,
done by somebody."
here's an idea. You ever think about like
Why?
when you were younger
This
and you
is
thought,
perfect.
I'm going
I'm
to draw
using
something.
this.
You try to draw a person, and then you completely fuck up the hands.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I would always fuck up the hands.
Exactly. So AI might just be a normal ass person.
That's
kind of.
true. It's just a guy in a cage.
Yeah.
They're just whipping.
Wow. See,
Yeah. Artificial average
I'm
intelligence.
not going to show the
Hey,
people
AI.
because we may actually just use that.
Yeah. Pretty
That's
close.
why they get
That
the hands
is.
wrong.
I'm not going to
I
show
promise it's a good idea
It's
for a
supposed to
shirt.
be
It
an
would look
audio
cool.
platform.
Blinded by Stereo.
Blinded by Sturdo. Sturdo.
Stereo. So far, this has been very productive.
No, it's been great.
That's
Are you
what we
kidding?
do,
This
man.
Is exactly. We should always do this. Anytime somebody's got a cough, we leave them at home and we do a power meeting.
Hey, I will tell you the.
Yeah, like, I'm right here in the middle of it, so I'm just kind of like,
Clay, you're being very helpful. Your energy makes me feel safe.
Yeah.
Because if one of these fuckers gets squirrely, they got to come with you. You
If
know
I
what
can
I mean?
tell, if I can tell you
Where am I
guys
gonna
something,
take 'em?
the podcast has reached new heights now that the two of you are on every episode. It's good.
well,
Is
it's,
that a thing?
It's
he
really good.
is kind of resistant to committing to it being that way. That's just how
no,
people
you
prefer
no,
it.
you have a problem picking up the phone,
Yeah.
And I think we should just do it every Tuesday.
I think you should just quit playing D&D. Where is that going?
that's on Sundays, and that's my day.
What if I like it?
That's my day.
What if...
And also, in our next campaign, we're going to be streaming and making that into a podcast, so it's going to become a more of a commitment than it already is.
Yeah, I'll totally buy one of those cameras if you're not using it.
I'm not currently, but I intend to.
Oh, you want to use the camera now?
Do you want my queso?
That's what I thought.
I can give
Queso?
you my queso.
Yeah, I thought you told me. But they're like $50.
Yeah, my melted cheese.
Yeah. That does
Delish.
sound delicious. Hey,
some
you
queso
guys
I
ever
don't think
go
queso
in?
is exclusively melted, though. I think queso is just
cheese
just
in
cheese.
Spanish.
This happened to me the other day. Speaking of queso, I got, you know how I get.
yes.
Yeah, you know the word that I was in one of my moods, and I got
You
hungry.
have moods?
Oh, I was feeling
So
the
many.
spirit, and I walked into what I thought was a Chipotle, and I didn't recognize
It was a Qdoba, wasn't
it
it?
was a Qdoba.
Oh.
I don't know.
Whoa!
But it was a
whoa.
lovely surprise. They had all
Whoa.
these flavors and name brand shits
Wait a
I'd
minute.
never heard of.
Is everyone
Interesting.
here anti-Qdoba and pro-Chipotle? 'Cause
So
I'm the opposite.
So
Really?
I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, is that I actually go to Qdoba more often than Chipotle, but I find that Chipotle is higher quality.
Qdoba
Like-
doesn't charge you for their guacamole.
Oh no, I'm not
Really?
arguing with you about Qdoba charging for guacamole.
You might
I'm-
have just flipped me.
I don't even like to get the guacamole.
I didn't realize you like to get flipped, Matt.
Well, I mean, if the mood strikes.
Yes.
The thing is I was standing in line to go to the Chipotle where the outbreak of norovirus originated in Simi Valley, California, on the day that those people got sick. And thank God there was a line, and I got very impatient, and I decided to leave with my wife and my mother-in-law, and all that went down. So then I swore off Chipotle for a long time, but I've had quite the resurgence. The only time I've been to Qdoba, it was
I feel
But that was probably 10 years ago. So I should
Well, if
probably
you're going for a
take another
fast
dip.
casual bowl of meat and rice.
Did you just describe a trip to Chipotle like it was the flashback from I Am Legend?
It was I mean, in hindsight, it was pretty high stakes.
So I was in the Qdoba.
I didn't hear anything about a Qdoba neurovirus.
That's true.
outbreak.
That didn't happen. One time Jack in the Box killed people.
Well, I
One
believe
time,
that with their lettuce.
Just once.
Well, one time that we know of.
I will say, and I told him this a couple weeks ago, their Jack Wrap is the closest thing to a snack wrap I've experienced since McDonald's made that horrible
Oh man, I
decision.
miss the snack
Snack
wrap
wrap's
so
so
bad, dude. That
good.
honey mustard snack wrap was like my favorite, and it was $1. Like you could get like two of them for nothing.
One time someone bet me $5 that I couldn't eat
criminal.
five.
$1.
It was criminal. Like they
These
charge
two
only
are
that.
ate up about the snack wrap. It's like
I will never
it's
trust
like somebody took
again.
it from them personally. Both of them.
When
And
that-
I remember
No, seriously,
my
when that-
information-
when that happened,
Ronald.
and then Burger King tried to come out with their fucking wraps, and I was like, psh, psh.
not as good.
The Royal
but
Crispy
the Jack Wrap, not
Screaming. Now
bad.
you're screaming. Now
Sorry.
Okay,
I
how do
can
you
hear
feel about
this.
the KFC
You were
wrap?
definitely clipping the mic.
I don't-
They've got one that's a tortilla with
might
mac and
definitely
cheese
clip.
and
I can
chicken in
feel
it,
it
and I'm
clipping
tempted
behind
to try
me.
it, but I always regret eating KFC. So
I've
it's
never. I can't tell you the last time I went to a KFC
yeah, on purpose anyway.
on
right?
purpose.
Yeah.
In Quebec,
One
it's
time-
PFK.
One time, the
Is it
Taco
really?
Bell next
Oh,
to
yes.
the KFC was closed, and I went to KFC because I was like, "Well, I'm already here."
Poultry
But
from
that was
Kentucky?
not what I wanted. I wanted
I
Taco
think it's
Bell.
French.
Yes, poultry from Kentucky.
Is poultry a French word? Is Kentucky French?
It doesn't
just-
matter what kind of word.
Kentucky!
Oh, poultry from Kentucky.
No.
Oh, we're not allowed to do
No,
that?
I fell out on whatever was happening.
I can't.
Oh, yeah, we've signed a disclaimer.
I got
We're
lost
We're
right
only
before the
35
accents.
minutes in. Accents have to wait until like we're 48
sorry.
minutes in.
Sorry.
Until we start doing an
Yeah,
accent.
he doesn't like accents.
I've
It
had
makes
a
me
beer and
nervous.
2 sips, so, I get a little
Bunch
punchy.
of Caucasians in here doing accents.
Yeah, but we're doing
Yeah, but you
Caucasian
also
accents.
you
Oh.
love "Don't Mess with the Zohan," and that's full of white people doing.
I don't. I didn't
accents.
say, who said I love Don't Mess with the Zohan?
You love that movie.
What do you? Wait, you're making that up.
No, it's one of your favorite Adam
You
Sandler
love that
movies.
movie?
Who? It's one of my favorite. Like I have a list.
You
of
think
my top
that
Adam
you think
Sandler
that Rob
movies.
It was on the
Schneider playing
Patreon.
a Pakistani guy is the funniest thing
It
ever.
was on my Patreon. Mm-hmm. What was?
What? I
Your
didn't say that.
list of top movies.
Oh,
I made a
And Don't Mess
Patreon
with-
list of Adam Sandler movies. Don't mess with the Zohan. It's a good, I did
It's
watch
up
the
there.
whole thing.
No, but that's free.
I think
that's
that's
a free
one,
idea
and
for
then
you.
Click for some reason is number 2, and I just don't get it.
That's weird.
I like the
Get it.
ending.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I never saw it. I just had somebody describe it to me at a bar one time.
Oh, I was joking.
became your second
Just we were
favorite
hammered
I've never
drunk,
seen
and this
Click.
guy was just like, and then at the end he was like, he was old, and he was like, but he was telling his kid, and I was like, it sounds great.
In third place, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Oh, that's way up there for me. It was so brave at the time.
It was brave. Yeah, it was.
My favorite, actually, one of my favorite Happy Gilmore. Not Happy. I'm sorry. Is it Happy Madison Films? Is
Happy
that the
Madison,
studio?
yeah,
Or
yeah,
studios?
Great.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ones actually doesn't have Adam Sandler in it, and it's Grandma's Boy. I just think it's a hilarious movie.
You know,
I
I'll
didn't
tell
see
you what.
that.
That
I was
movie.
too
What?
old.
It's the one
I
about
was
the
saying-
game testers.
No, I never
No,
saw
that,
it.
that movie. That movie
Changed your
never-
life.
It never resonated with me. I don't
I
know.
never
You were
saw it.
watching
Oh,
Grandma's
man, I
Boy
thought it
eating a
was so
snack
funny.
wrap.
Backing off to the Barbie doll.
Yeah, that
I just-
movie. Yeah.
I mean, that scene's great, but it's like I just never really. I
Oh,
couldn't
it's
get
just
that,
so
that-
weird.
There's something about that movie that I couldn't get behind, and I think it really is that it's just so weird.
My actual.
I don't relate to anything in that movie, and maybe it's just the way that I grew up. I
no,
don't know.
actually,
but
that's
it's
probably it. Like,
Yeah,
it's hard to
you're
relate to a lot of
wholesome
the
boy.
You
characters.
didn't have a race car bed and talk to other race cars.
I asked
I
for
sleep
a
in a
race
big
car
bed with
but,
my wife.
but I never got one because they would have had to buy two because there were two of us.
Oh, that's right.
You could have both slept in the race car.
Clay, did you know that Colin's a twin?
I'm an identical twin. Yes.
We're
There's two
Irish
of them.
twins. You have an identical twin.
Yes.
Oh, that's fun.
they look like the same bitch.
Do you ever try to fool people with it?
We try when we were younger. We could pull it off, but now we have different haircuts and
And tattoos.
and I have all these tattoos, and he doesn't.
He has
and all that
none.
kind of stuff.
That's so fun.
He has one tiny little one, and my dad drew it, and it's a shamrock. But what I've always thought was really funny about it is like, it's not exactly the sort of like Clover prison tattoos, but it looks a little bit too close to a certain type of tattoo that you get in prison that
Yeah,
that,
no, I
that
get it.
indicates a certain sort of
Sure,
supremacy.
totally.
that
Hey,
I-
listen,
Oh,
we
yikes.
get it.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Everyone
close.
gets it.
Woof. You thought accents were bad.
You know what? Do you know what supremacy I really get down with? Heinz ketchup.
Yeah.
Oh, Heinz
yeah.
ketchup,
Not
absolutely
a
is
sponsor, but it's not really. It's like
Did you guys not just hear about all that shit with Heinz?
Oh,
Do not ruin this for me.
what?
Do not.
Nothing.
Matt's a big fan of real tomato
no,
ketchup.
no, nothing at all. It's okay.
What's going on
Here's
with
the thing.
Heinz?
I moved to
nothing's wrong
St.
with Heinz.
Louis, and I've caught a lot of hate for the amount of ketchup that I like to.
You know
It's
what?
it's not a brand
Consume.
loyalty thing, really.
I
But
don't
Heinz
really get
did
the
get
ketchup
exposed
hate,
by an
'cause when I was a
employee.
kid, they would have told you ketchup was like a vegetable and it was good for you.
It's
Heinz
it's
did
got,
get
what's that?
blown up a little bit.
Lycradin or whatever. What has it got in it? Ketchup has some sort of L word vitamin. It's good for you.
really, but also has high fructose corn syrup.
Emotional
which is not
support
good for you.
ketchup.
Yeah, I mean everything's got high fructose corn.
I got it. in
Emotional
right,
support
I got it in me
ketchup.
right now.
Emotional support ketchup. Emotional support. Clay, all the Heinz news is that they
Lycopene.
They have a emotional support ketchup.
What is that?
No.
It's lycopene.
It's a bottle.
No, they got exposed by an employee who got fired
Goldeneye.
immediately. A disgruntled employee released information basically saying that all the relish that Heinz puts out is from rotten cucumbers.
Yeah.
And then
Isn't
and
that
then,
what we said about Toby Keith, rotten cucumber?
You put that shit on a
Yes.
hot dog.
Well,
Like, what the
yeah.
fuck are you worried about?
And then there was like
Clay, I
Please.
hate to break it to you. Do you know what they put in hot dogs?
I mean, Jesus
What?
Christ, it's boots.
I'm a big
everything
fan of
good
pig
for
assholes.
you. Hot dogs are a health food.
They are.
They might as
He's
well
right.
be kale.
He's right.
I
Hot
often
dog-
have hot dog salads.
A hot dog's typically only like 125 calories or something. As long as you don't eat it with a bun, you're perfectly. It's keto.
You got to cut
you
the
know,
carbs
like,
out.
I mean, you know.
Sometimes I just take a whole bag of
glizzies?
wet, uncooked glizzies, and I sit on the couch with them.
Like oysters.
You do
like
that
raw
too?
oysters.
Yeah, it's
Oh
Uncooked?
man, I'm glad that I'm not the only
it's
one.
You go
fucking good.
uncooked?
Oh yeah.
Just
You've
a
never had an
cold-
Sometimes
uncooked
you got a
hot
raw
dog?
dog,
They're
raw
smoked
dog a dog.
meats.
Oh, I know you can do it. I just choose not to.
Clay,
Well, you
I
should.
can't. Clay, I can't find
How do you
any.
like? How do you
Jacob,
like
it's
your
okay.
dog?
Let
Do
it
you
go.
like
We're
a-
on to
do you
bigger
like
and
a
better things.
steamed
How
dog?
long ago was this? If there's a scandal,
Sometime in the last 6 weeks.
So, but we weren't even talking about the relish. We were talking about the ketchup.
Yeah.
Well, also the vats that they mix all that shit in apparently aren't cleaned as often as they should be. So sometimes mold develops.
Well, you remember we talked about this on the show. The guy that got cooked alive with 6 tons
and
of
sometimes
bone.
sometimes you get
Yeah.
some man in your tuna.
Sometimes you get little
I-
bits of real man.
I dropped the screw in the tuna.
Did you eat it?
Dolphin of the sea.
Yes. Matt asked a really good question. How do you prefer your glizzy? Like, what's the best way to eat a glizzy?
I'm a
or
big
what's the best way to prepare a glizzy? Is what I would say.
I'm a big mustard guy.
Okay.
I actually am anti-ketchup usually.
I guess
because-
what I was asking. I mean, the toppings are fine too, but do you like it like?
Can I go
Done
from the
in a-
top on mine?
Also, Chicago style is a good mix-up
Ooh,
right
that
there.
is
Well, what I
So my
The prep, though, I think is what we're asking. How do you cook it?
Yeah, so my
Split
favorite
it and
hot
grill
dog.
it.
Well, this is exactly what I was going to say. The deli by where we grew up does them where they split it in half and they griddle it,
yeah, that's how you do it.
and then they toast the bun on there too.
It's so
and then
different.
I
It's
like
so
the
different than
Seattle
grilled.
dog they
Yeah.
have there, which
I like a boiled dog, though. I like a
cream
steamed
cheese.
So
dog.
I'll take
also.
a hot wet dog any day of the week. you
So
know.
I would agree that the split and grill is the numero uno absolute best way to do a hot dog.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna throw it on the grill, you want it black. on the
Yeah,
outside.
Yeah,
it's
oh,
gotta
you're
be
gonna
too
leave
strong.
it.
Burn it,
Yeah.
and then you
Carbon
smother
on
it
it.
in
Bubbly.
barbecue sauce. That's
Yeah.
how you do that.
Yeah,
But that's
I
only
like
on special
that.
occasions. I actually will not go outside of formal wear.
What
to get one of
barbecue
those split and
sauce do you
grilled dogs.
smother it in, Colin?
I do like a good Sweet Baby Ray's
I'm
Sweet
about to say
Vidalia
it's got to
onion.
be Sweet Baby Ray's.
You got to do the Sweet Vidalia onion. That one's
What about
pretty good.
Stubbs? You don't go
Pick a
The
Stubbs?
hot
flavor
and
all you
spicy.
want.
Are we
the
going to
hot-
do that?
the
Are we
sweet-
going to do that Zuckerberg thing where we just say Sweet
Sweet
Baby Ray's?
Baby
a bunch?
Ray's?
Sweet Baby Ray's?
Didn't they have that on
Baby
the
Ray's.
shelf in the background of his picture?
Yes.
Yeah, it also was on a shelf.
And he kept saying it.
He's a big promoter.
He had it all over.
You
I
should
do
see his,
like that.
his Fallout
Isn't
shelf
that kind
full
of a
of Sweet Baby
regional
Ray's.
thing? Eric,
It is.
where's Sweet
Ki-
Baby Ray's from?
It's national. I mean, we used to have it in New Orleans.
but where's it
Malls
from?
is a good regional one. I
Malls?
do like malls.
No, I don't.
Oh,
want
I think you
malls.
meant malls is a good place to get Sweet Baby
I was
Ray's.
like,
No.
yeah.
Any
Yeah.
mall in America. If you go to the Mall of America,
to
they have a
mall
whole
right
store
now.
of just
Yeah, I've been to the
original
Mall of America.
flavor Sweet Baby Ray's.
It's just like the M&M store in Times Square, but it's just all barbecue sauces, and you can mix your own bag. You know,
We talked about
Darth
this.
Maul?
yeah, Darth Maul.
An unsealable bag. It's just a grocery bag.
I gotta say-
Unsealable Bag, the new album by Blinded by
It's basically
Stereo.
just they use old grocery store bags.
yeah,
Just
For what?
paper though only.
Not
no,
paper,
no
no,
plastic.
and it's
with
got
the
a
little hole in
small
the bottom.
tear in it, but
There's
they
a
don't
little
tell
tear,
you
yeah,
until
the
you're
tear-
halfway out the door.
the tear is characteristic of that
They
bag.
go through
Yeah.
mop heads like crazy.
Yeah, but we so I do like a Sweet Baby Ray's. The Vidalia onion's really good. So is the like sweet and spicy one, whatever it's called.
hot
I have
dogs?
one that's called the Sticky Pig, which is really
I like
good.
a sticky pig.
It comes in a jar. It's not even a bottle.
Sticky in the jarro.
It's sticky in the jarro, and I'm a big fan. Stubbs is fine.
I like a stub. The stub's spicy.
I think we should just reframe this whole podcast around testing
Barbecue
and
sauces?
talking about barbecue sauce.
Can we just
Yeah.
do a
That's a great
sauce
idea.
show? I want to have the Cybergs guy on the show.
Oh, good idea.
Ooh.
I have 2 bottles of that sauce upstairs.
He was so close to cyborgs.
I
Well,
heard,
do
I
it.
heard that they're going to open a Mexican joint by that Deerbergs where Chris
He
Mall
was
used
one
to
of
be.
the first guys in town to have an
Why
HDTV.
Mexican?
So he would probably be the first local cyborg. He's he loves.
No, he's the
cutting-edge
first local
technology.
cyborg.
He's Cyborg, the first St. Louis cyborg.
Cyborg.
And then
Cyborg
he could sell
Fitzgerald.
sauce forever.
He actually runs on
We
hot sauce.
gotta
Being a
get him on
cyborg,
the sh-
he can't consume.
It's not even all
human
Yeah, it's kind
food.
of like how Bender runs on alcohol.
Yep,
Yeah.
he runs on Cyberg's wing sauce.
I'm
Hot
40% Dolomite.
31 years
Anyway, I guess we should get to some of this shit I wrote down.
I think that's
Jesus.
probably a good idea. Hey, before we get to that, Jake, I bought I wanted to tell you. I bought a guitar yesterday.
Oh, what'd you buy?
Oh,
You
it's
didn't
so
bring it.
sick. It's so sick.
I bought a.
Can you airdrop me a picture of it?
I can. I bought a Jazzmaster, a American professional Jazzmaster, and the guy wanted $11.50 for it.
Well, hold on. It was signed by Toby Keith, so
Yeah,
So the stock just went
it
way up.
It
Yeah.
actually has a boot in its ass.
It comes.
That's
with
the
boot in
American
it.
way.
and right above it, it does say American Way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
boom,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
It's got its cheek spread ready.
But
for the
anyway,
boot.
it was a good price, and I just thought I should offer this guy $100 less than the cheapest offer on Reverb, and he accepted it 2 minutes later, and I realized that I should have offered him $300 less, at least. I fucked up, but it's a really good price, $10.50 for
Yeah,
free
I'll
shipping.
typically only round down to accommodate shipping. I don't typically go crazy low on the offers.
Here's the biggest thing, though. Are you happy with your purchase?
I don't know. I haven't gotten it yet. I
Oh,
think
well,
I will
see,
be
there it
though.
is.
I'm
Oh,
pretty
dude, you're gonna be
sure.
so
What co-
happy.
it's
with that
left-handed?
purchase.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
And-
What color is it?
I'm sending it to you. It's
Sunburst.
3-tone sunburst.
We're
he
gonna
does
be a
love
little
Sunburst.
We're gonna be a little matchy because I play a blue jazz master.
Well, I don't know if it's
So-
going to replace my live guitar.
I
Oh,
got
it
one.
should.
I got
I got a
a
Telemaster.
right, but it's the same shape. It'd be
So
good for
anyway.
the silhouette.
So anyway, I
When we emerge from behind a veil
In your white velour jumpsuits?
in white velour drums. You know how
Hey-
pregnant I'll look in a jumpsuit.
Hey, that reminds me, Jake. I went over to Dave's Guitar Loft, and they don't have any of the strings I use over there right now. Could I
What do
borrow
you
one of your
use?
guitars as my backup on Thursday?
What
Oh,
kind
of
of
course.
exotic
Okay.
strings do you
They
use?
were out of Super Slinkies.
Do you have some strings here that he could have?
Super
Or if you
slinky.
have a pair of a set of Super Slinkies.
No.
I have
No,
the Dario
people-
10s.
Jake, you have a
Small-
whole bag of super slinkies over here. What are you talking about?
They're not slinkies.
Huh?
I don't ever buy those.
Well, they're all tangled together, which is a
What
bad
do you
thing.
use?
It's because you stored the
I-
slinkies in a bag.
I have some
I'm gonna-
10s around here, but I
NYXLs,
typically
is that-
go.
I use-
but
I
I
use
typically
11s.
go 11 to 49.
11s?
Yeah.
What are you, Stevie Ray Vaughan?
No.
I got superstitious about it before we had YouTube to prove that it, but I do 49 on the bottom. It's not super heavy on the bottom.
I think I go 1048.
No,
Yeah.
I use 11s typically, and
This is
I
interesting.
like it with my with
The drummer is about to nod off.
But
What do you prefer?
Yeah, what kind of
Slinkies,
skins
yeah.
do you like?
I like 18s myself. I
Eric,
like
tell
them
me about the
nice and
I was
thick.
on a drum for him, and I'm like,
Can you imagine
any drummer
18s
that says
on a
what
guitar?
kind of
I
holy
can't.
shit you-
Yeah.
immediately
But also, I
there's
don't know what the
someone
numbers mean.
Yeah,
Is it
not
the
good.
gauge?
I was thinking about
Yeah,
that
it's
with
the
gas.
gauge of
So
the-
thick.
it's
Gas.
The gauge of
Yeah,
the
gear
top
acquisition
string of the-
system.
yeah,
That makes
system.
sense.
Whatever. I feel like
Mm.
guys that say
And
that are
an 18.
they're like
That'd be some crazy
that-
motherfuckers.
yeah.
geezers.
Yeah.
You should do it
Anybody
like a
says
novelty item.
Skins.
Skins. Oh my god, man! I had to work a gig with a geezer the other day who wanted to talk to everybody about every element of every instrument he brought with him and set up himself, of which there were several. And it was just a blessing.
It's
you
when he
gotta
gets
raise
out of
that
the
up
house. It's
You
a
got
nice
to
thing
raise
for
that
him.
up in prayer. You know what was
I gotta
so
pee.
pimp about him though? You guys remember the Dodge Magnum?
Oh yeah.
I fucking love a Dodge Magnum.
Yeah, you got to have 8.
Is it 8 cylinders?
Oh, my.
It looked
Oh
like,
yeah, no, the Dodge
it's
Magnum
like
was
a
a V8.
station wagon.
I think you could get a Hemi in there.
You could get a Hemi in there.
That
That thing got a Hemi.
I got to pull up Carvana.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Dodge Magnum V8.
Think about how much gear you could stuff into a Dodge Magnum.
Well, that was the thing I loved about the Dodge Magnum when it first launched. In the commercial, the guy had like a guitar amp and a electric guitar in the back of it with like some lumber and like a laundry basket or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, that's my life. I have an amp.
They reached their target market.
I have to drive in a car. Ooh.
I do want to tell you guys that
Did they
The,
only make that in 2008?
No.
no, they made it all the way to like 2014. I do have to tell you that the music festival with Lou D. Chris.
Did they just tell us we're not in?
No, they did an interview with Kofi did an interview with the Post Dispatch.
Just now?
No, it was early this afternoon apparently.
Oh.
But they didn't reference Blinded by Stereo.
Well,
But
that
they
doesn't
did
mean anything.
reference Jesus Christ Supercar by our proper name. Thank God.
Well, why would you bring that up on a podcast that's about Blinded by Stereo?
Because
That's
I just
so
wanted
weird.
to tell you.
Because we're on the flyer.
Yes,
We are on
in
the fire.
alphabetical order.
We're
And
gonna
so
just
when
show
I
up.
show up there in my brand new Dodge Magnum,
Are you gonna? Are
Where
you
do you get a
really
brand
gonna
new
get a
one?
Dodge
I
Magnum?
haven't found one yet. I'm not going to shop on the.
You
on the
gotta get
air
one.
They're
necessarily.
just a Dodge Caravan, but shorter.
I
No,
like
no,
it.
no,
It's
no.
like a
It's a
Chrysler
Dodge Charger,
Trace.
but longer.
I'll live
Chrysler
in that
300.
thing.
More so. It's blockier than a...
Oh yeah, it is a Chrysler 300.
But it's got that
longer.
long back that you can put
Ooh,
wood
yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Wood.
Do you remember seeing like the first commercials and it's like you need to transport lumber?
To be fair, Colin,
Sure.
every news article I saw had references to different groupings.
I know. I
Yeah,
was just.
selection.
I was just talking about.
It's
it,
building
that's
suspense, though. It is fun to build some suspense.
I got giddy when I,
I
saw
was-
that poster.
all. I was mostly just referencing it because they used our actual name in the article
Yeah.
rather than.
Well, I think he just didn't want to put it on the poster.
It's
That's
in
what it
the.
seemed like.
It's in the press release too, though. That way with JC, they posted on the WWE.
They should have just gone with
race playlist.
JCSC.
I mean, the real believers will know what JC means.
You're
the,
damn right.
The real fans and the people in the stands, they're going to know.
He is risen. So sorry, Jake. What did you want to talk about after I hijacked?
Christ.
I need EBT for my dogs.
They have that?
No, I don't think so. But that's really, yeah. If I could get food stamps for my dogs, because that dog food is high right now.
Yeah, my dog wants
What?
hypoallergenic food, and that shit is...
Yeah.
You need a prescription for some reason.
Oh my.
It's not good.
It's probably got like Sudafed in it or something.
Also, your biggest issue is you just got fat, hungry dogs.
Did you guys see that Killer Mike got arrested after winning 3 Grammys
I'll
the
leave
other
that
I
day?
did.
behind. Okay.
Yeah.
What happened to him? Who did he fight?
There's the question. What
Apparently,
was it?
he engaged in some sort of.
Was it Will
battery.
Smith? Was it Will Smith? God damn it! Was it Will Smith?
Yeah,
Will
Will
Smith
Smith
doesn't go to
didn't
the
get arrested.
Grammys.
Oh,
but
so he
come
hit
on.
somebody? That's
Will
why he got
Smith
arrested?
doesn't have any
Yeah.
Grammys. Does Will Smith have any Grammys?
He might.
Let's find out.
No, but do you know what his highest award film is? No one look it up.
Oh, Shark Tale.
Shut the fuck up. They didn't know. You knew.
They're fans of the podcast, Clay. This is a Patreon
But do you think they remembered it?
board meeting and a
No,
bunch of
Shark
us-
Tale?
I would
have
have
been your
definitely.
guess.
I would have said
Yeah,
Independence
he's
Day.
got,
Yeah.
he's got some Grammys. Will Smith.
Will Smith's got Grammys?
Yeah, he's got
Big Willie
rap
style?
solo performance or getting jiggy with it.
Oh, getting jiggy.
Oh, that was a
And-
masterpiece.
And for Men in Black.
That was a masterpiece. I'm glad that's in the Library of Congress.
He's received 4 Grammys.
Jesus.
4?
That's high.
That's a lot. For him?
4.
That's a lot.
4
That's
Grammys?
Was it all modern day
that's
stuff?
3 more than I believe.
He's been nominated
Riddle,
8
It was
times.
Switch.
No, but I'm just saying, like, it wasn't DJ Jazzy Jeff. I mean, we're talking about Men in Black. Did he get one for the Wild Wild West?
Oh, he should have.
I hope he did.
Mm.
What about
That's
Miami?
a great song.
So he got
Bienvenidos a Miami.
He got nominated for Best Short Form Music Video for Will 2K. He got nominated for Best Rap Solo Performance for Wild Wild West.
Ah, nice.
He got nominated for
Look at
Best
Wild
Rap
Wild
Solo
West.
Performance for Getting Jiggy With It, and won for that one.
Ah.
He got nominated for Best Rap Solo Performance for Men in Black and won.
He won for Men in Black?
Yep.
Yeah, Eric just
That's
said that.
kind of weird to win a Grammy
He
for
got-
something that's
It was
sampled.
probably
nominated
like Best
for-
Original Song in a Motion Picture or something like that.
No, that was not that. That was Best Rap Solo Performance.
Best rock performance. Wow.
He also got Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group for Summertime.
Oh, okay. There's Jazzy Jeff.
And he got Best. He got nominated for
God bless you.
Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group for and in this corner for the album. He got nominated for Best Rap Performance for I Think I Can Beat Mike Tyson.
Yikes.
And he got
A lot of
nominated
boxing
for.
references.
Oh, he got nominated for Parents
Well, he
Just Don't
played.
Understand.
He played Ali.
See, that on
Oh,
four.
He played Muhammad Ali in that
He
movie.
did.
So that might have had something to do with
about
it.
that.
Fun fact about Wild Wild West: the guy who was the executive producer for that was originally going to produce the Superman movie with Nicolas Cage, but Kevin Smith was in the running for directing that, and was like, "No, we're not going to make Nick Cage Superman fight a giant spider." And then a few years later, Wild Wild West comes out from the same producer, giant spider.
Oh.
Yeah,
What Superman movie did Kevin Smith direct?
It was going to be the one with Nicolas Cage as Superman way back,
Which they didn't end up making.
which they
I was
didn't
gonna
make.
say, am I
They did screen
losing my
testing and
mind?
everything, but it ended up going through.
Oh.
'Cause that
Another
producer
fun
pulled out.
fact
They
is
should
that at
do
the
it
end
now.
of Wild Wild West, they're like, oh, let's head back towards D.C. And they're heading towards the sunset, but the sunset's in the west, not the east.
Not towards
My
DC.
God. Yeah, but that.
They were
That's
just
not
they just
fun.
wanted
He
to take
strikes-
that spider for a spin.
The same rib consecutively, and yet 2 tones are produced. Colin is the the comic book nerd.
Yeah.
Boy, I hope someone got fired for that blunder.
Hey, what are we doing for the Super Bowl?
Butt stuff.
Did you see Patrick Mahomes Sr. got arrested for a DWI 8
He
days out
did,
from the
yeah.
big game?
I sure did.
It's also his third one.
Doesn't he kind of look like? Doesn't he kind of look like
That's
the?
right. His brother's a big fuck up.
Well, he's got to have as many DUIs as the Super Bowl, but doesn't as Mahomes has Super Bowls, but doesn't he
I got the
his
ring.
mugshot look like the kid from the Mighty Ducks?
He
But
does,
The
yes.
after shot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when he's on drugs.
When he's
he's
on
doing
drugs?
better now.
I know
Yeah,
he
he
is.
got a
Yeah,
lot of
thank
support.
God. Goldberg.
But now Goldberg looks like Patrick Mahomes Sr.
But fun story. I looked into it. Patrick Mahomes Sr. Got arrested in 2018 for a DUI, and had to do 40 days in jail. But he split it over weekends, so it took him until 2020 to finally do all of his jail time.
Yeah, it's wild. When
Wait, you can just go in on the weekends?
Yeah.
If it's that,
Oh,
if
dude,
it's,
they had-
I didn't
they
know
could
that
do
until I was
if you need
working.
to keep your job and shit,
when
you can do your jail time on the weekends.
when Epstein had to do time the
It's
first
4 to
time,
5 o'clock.
he just went during the week. He went home on the weekends.
Well, you
Yeah.
still gotta have time to party.
Yeah. When I was working across the river
I mean, I read this.
for the state while I was in law school,
Law
I learned
school.
that. I sent a couple people for DUIs to jail on the weekends for 5 weekends straight because they got 10 days in jail, but they just did weekends, so they would do Friday at 5.
Probably
they had to
kept him
report
from drinking and driving.
They had to. It probably did. They had
probably
to
do the 10
report
days.
at 5 on
Did they have to
Friday
stay the night,
afternoons.
Colin?
What's that?
Did they have to stay the night?
Yeah, report at 5 on Friday
Oh.
afternoons, and they get out on Sunday afternoons at 5.
Oh, that's
So
a
they do
bummer.
48 hours for a certain number of times, depending on. So that's 2 days.
Another
So-
Not a
48
bad
hours.
idea. I'd save a lot of money that way.
I don't know. I think I would do the 10. You get 3
Do
hots
the
in a
10
cot.
flat out. Just
Yeah,
say,
but
listen,
then-
I'm
but-
burning
but
all
then
my
you
3 hots in a
lose
PTO.
cot.
But then you
maybe
lose
get
your
back into
job,
push-ups or
right?
something weird.
So like that's why
That'd be funny.
This is how I start reading books
we
again
start
for the
the
first time in
movie-
20 years.
It's a New Year's resolution. I
Yeah.
got to do time to get it
Got to
done.
do time, but I really can't say I regret it because
I knocked
really
it.
my
I
books-
knocked it right out,
Yeah.
and I saved a lot of money on factor meals.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, you get your meals a day. You get a place to sleep.
And I would love if the scene opens and I'm picking you up from jail, and like it really looks like you're getting out from doing some time, and you like shaved
we
your
should
head.
we could do the bit from the Blues Brothers.
Right, but then we
Oh,
find
yeah, you
out it's
could.
only
It'd be
been
fun.
10 days. It's like,
Yeah,
brother,
it's
you
been
didn't have
10
to
days.
shave your head and get a tattoo on your face. You were in there for 10 days.
Well, I had to protect myself. Okay.
the teardrop.
You didn't have to completely integrate into a gang in 10 days.
I got money wrapped up in cigarettes and commissary. Yeah.
Oof. Keystering.
Oh, you wouldn't believe it.
you mean the prison
The
wallet?
cigarettes I can keister, brother.
Oh my god.
You want to smoke?
He'll
Okay,
get you.
anyway, we're done.
Well, that's great.
We're done.
That's great.
And it looks like Eric is leaving on that note.
Yeah. Sorry,
He's
guys.
like,
I
well-
gotta go.
This is not the thing I signed up for. Are you actually leaving?
Was it
All
the
right.
keister thing? Was it the
Yeah, be
keister
straight
thing?
with us.
It was the keystering the Newports into the county jail when you were
No
only
one
there
said
for 10
Newports.
days.
Where'd that come from?
I would only keister Newports.
That'll do it.
He got triggered because Will Smith has 4 Grammys. He's got to go soak in
Well,
the tub.
yeah, I have to
Eric
leave.
doesn't like erroneous slappings, and I've always known that about
I need a
him.
tall glass of 4 Roses bourbon and a bath.
You could die like that.
I
That's not
tried
safe.
once. That's not
Especially
true.
all the
I
soy
drank way too
protein
much
you
bourbon in
eat.
the bathtub, though. I recommend it. Not the dying thing. The bourbon in the bathtub. It's nice. It's
Bourbon in the
soothing.
bathtub.
Bourbon in the bathtub.
Well,
I'll be singing that in like 5 different ways on the way home.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Bourbon in the bathtub.
all right, man. We'll see you in a little bit. 2 days.
Oh, I thought you meant it was like something else going on tonight.
No.
No, we could do something. No, I'm joking.
Colin could play bass.
I could. I
Colin will
guess.
play some bass. Shout out T-Bone in the trap. My
T-Bone
boy
is,
laid up.
he is laid up.
He can't move.
Sick as a dog.
Oh, I'm gonna come back for this.
All right.
Word. Oh,
okay.
sure.
Okay.
Do we have Super Bowl plans? Somebody's doing something. I don't know who I'm supposed to do it
Emma's?
with. Are we going to Emma's?
I don't know.
The
Are we?
astrological advisor to the show?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a strike on my YouTube channel because I tried to stream commentary of the Super Bowl, but I had it playing, and apparently you can't do that.
I remember.
Yeah, he
that.
got in trouble.
So those strikes stay
Something
with you.
about
My one
laws.
and only. Won't make that mistake again. We could do a watch along, but I mean they have the game where they are.
I
You
had
just
no
want to
Super
you just
Bowl
want to bring a camera and record us watching it and then put it on
Who
your
do you
Patreon?
got for this one? Is it the Chiefs? Is it obvious?
I really wanted the Lions to go.
Yeah,
That would've been
everybody
fun.
kind of.
That was a big narrative I missed out on. I think.
Yeah, 49ers are going.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a good game. Like it just the
It was-
Niners
nah.
didn't. They like kind of got some luck.
It was like when Lady Gaga's boyfriend got stabbed in
What?
Saving Private Ryan.
Did you just say Lady Gaga got stabbed?
Lady
No.
Gaga's boyfriend got stabbed.
Oh, he
Who
did.
was Lady Gaga's boyfriend?
The
That's the
guy
guy?
that got stabbed in Saving Private
The
Ryan. They
German?
dated. They
Oh,
dated.
the
No, not
really
the
wimpy
German.
guy?
The guy got stabbed.
The guy
Oh,
that
yeah.
was like always scared and like,
No, Oppum.
is that his name?
That's his name, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that guy killed a guy at the end.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
Finally.
Spoilers.
Oh my God! If you could make it that long into that thing.
You don't like that movie?
My favorite part of it is Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel is in that movie.
It's true.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
movie.
he had to save that girl because she reminded him of his niece.
That's true. Yeah.
And then
I
he
love
got
that
shot
part.
down.
Well,
like
he's
a
all
dog
about
in the
family.
street. He is.
He's all about
so
familia.
family.
I think he
Oh.
pronounces it familia.
He's a
He
real
does, yeah.
family man.
Is Diesel an
He's-
Italian?
He
name?
likes a wife beater and a Corona and
Yeah,
family.
I rewatched Triple X recently,
That was my favorite TikTok ever. It was early in COVID. There was this white trash guy who he looked kind of like Kid Rock, but with no hair, and he was wearing a hat and a white beater, and he was saying, it's all about drinking and partying and listening to music with family. And I'm like, this is... he was like listing like illicit
Toretto.
activities.
But we have done that a lot. You and I have.
Oh, sure. I mean, I was in a boat wreck, not just the last family reunion.
Was it a wreck?
You didn't mention the wreck.
We ran it aground. We were able to free it.
It was
Yikes.
a pontoon.
It was a pontoon, and there was a shallow section, and they had been drinking on river boats all day.
Yeah.
I forgot that was the
will
float
happen.
day.
It was the float day, and I came through in the afternoon, and I was going to stay for dinner, but the lasagna, we talked about this.
Yeah. I've never been on a float trip.
So here's my
What?
thing.
I know.
Hold on, Jacob.
He's not from here.
Hold on, Jacob.
Where are you from?
He's not from here.
I grew up in New England, and then I lived for a
What is
decade
New
in California.
England?
I grew up in New Hampshire
So why didn't you just say New Hampshire?
because it's part of New England.
But why? Why would you have to say that?
Because it's
you
close-
like the Patriots?
Jacob, it's kind of like saying you're from the Midwest. Like it's
I
a
would never say that.
generalization.
I'm from the I'm not from the Midwest. I'm
You
from
are.
a specific spot.
Well,
But
like
you are.
Are you
when
from
I-
multiple spots?
Me?
Yeah, it's okay if you are. I just was curious.
Yeah, I grew up in New Hampshire, and then spent some time in Minnesota.
Yeah,
Minnesota.
that's
To
not,
New
that's
Hampshire.
not New England.
That's correct. Yeah. The reason why I said New England is that nobody has ever heard of or been to New Hampshire.
I know that it's a state.
Most don't.
New
There's nothing on the
Hampshire.
map that says New England.
I thought New England and New Hampshire were different states.
New England's
New
not
England
a
is
state.
like an area.
New England's
Well,
like a
here's
region.
me.
It's a tiny little region, and they're very
That explains
exclusive
why
about
my
it.
count was off.
Of states.
Anyway.
I'm only
Yeah.
getting 37.
I just thought Alaska was the 51st state.
Yeah, they should make it all one state.
They should.
It's not as big as a whole state.
Cut the numbers back. Hell, we're about to lose a state. You hear what's happening in California?
No.
What's happening in California? Tell us.
Basically, they're going to get what would be the equivalent of 30 years of their expected rainfall over the next 2
Oh,
months.
yeah.
And they're already getting just pounded.
Oh, yeah, they're getting
It's being
slammed.
described as like fire hoses, like that amount of water, but everywhere, all
Have
the
you
time.
ever seen Terminator 2?
Yeah.
You know the part when they're
Terminator
driving?
2?
Oh, Judgment Day.
They
when
made
they're-
more than one Terminator?
What?
when they're driving
I'll burn this building.
the
to
big rig.
ground.
So John Connors is riding on his dirt bike and he's driving. And
It's singular. It's Connor.
It's
Connor.
not a dirt bike. I have seen the movie. It's a regular motorcycle. Thank
no,
you.
it's a dirt bike.
No, in the beginning when he's riding the curves.
The kid has
It's
a dirt bike, but
dirt
Arnold
bike.
Schwarzenegger
Has a Harley.
The
Oh,
the
God
Harley.
damn it.
Because
I-
remember in the beginning when he gets
And
transported in, he stops at the biker bar and he gets all
has
leather
a
clothes
Mack
this time.
truck and he drives it into the L.A. River Basin.
Yes.
And I just saw a video earlier of that very thing, which was drivable, is now full to the brim with water.
Completely
it's
underwater.
fucking insane. I've never seen it
It's
with
like
more
when
than
River
just
to
a
Pear
trickle.
flooded. It was scary.
I heard that there was an Escalade.
Good. My favorite thing here that I'm saying, I'm doing a little research. Washington Post. Why California storms and flooding doesn't end drought fears. So you still got to worry about the drought,
That's good.
even though
Well,
it's going to be
also think
water
about it.
world.
There's only one major roadway out of the affected area at this point in time. It's one highway, so that's going to get bogged down.
Just so
And
you
then
know, if
as
you
that
ever see
water
land
and
again,
everything
it might
moves up
get
into the
dry.
mountains, they're going to get feet, not inches, but feet of snow.
Well, yeah.
added to
Like
their
that.
usual
Because 1
snowfall.
inch of rain is a foot of snow.
Yeah, I do have to ask, by the way, what does Dr. Lou D. Chris think about all of this?
We should call him.
Well, he's a dentist, but I'm sure he owns property in California.
I think if he owned property in California, it's time for him to roll out.
No, he's probably that's probably the whole plan.
Is
That's
there
why
any
they-
way-
No,
did that.
I would
That's
argue
what I
that
did.
it's probably
Wait
time for him
a
to move,
goddamn
bitch.
Yeah, that's
What?
probably a good idea. Yeah.
Can we? This is the why you all do out there do the thing with the real estate constantly because they know it's going to flood and they're all insured.
Well, yeah.
What?
Can they get flood insurance? I guess they can. They can't get
you
earthquake
Yeah,
insurance.
but also it's like
I
at
got
that
earthquake
point
here.
won't
Not in
companies go
California.
bankrupt trying to cover claims because so many people are going to be affected at the same time?
Too big to fail, my man.
Yeah, they bail them out
Yeah,
because
I
everyone in
don't know.
Congress owns property in California that they're hoping
shouldn't
gets
cover.
flooded for the flood insurance. Ain't gonna be no California though.
I don't know. I think that's going to be a lot
I
of
just came
a
up
lot
with
of
that. I
drama.
don't know if that's really happening. I'm just thinking.
What? What?
I mean, you know, if we were laundering money in California real estate to hopefully, eventually, and obviously sooner than later, cash out on the flood insurance.
Actually, I think Ludacris does have a chain of dental offices in California.
In
I mean, it would be
California.
ludicrous not to have a
And
chain
you
of
know what
dental.
is definitely
definitely
insured in the
this
state
guy.
of California? Ludacris's dental practices, dog.
Do you guys remember? I feel like it was SNL where he did a whole thing where he was Ludacrest,
That's brilliant.
which was it was like
It was an ad campaign.
it was an ad for toothpaste, and I
This
think
is
it was
like-
fake. I think it was on SNL.
Well,
but
this is like Snoop Dogg's recent thing where he said he was quitting smoking, but he was just starting to promote smokeless fire pits.
Campfire, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
That's
which
the
are
whole
not
thing.
smokeless, by the way.
I was talking to somebody
Right.
about Snoop Dogg the other day, and they were saying he's the only celebrity that my grandmother knows and my 5-year-old daughter knows. And he's right. 3 generations of people are
I mean, he's
down
friends with
Snoop.
Martha
Yeah.
Stewart.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
It's true.
just imagine that type of stardom. He hangs out with Andy Samberg on the beach,
That's yeah. Is he?
yeah, drinking Coronas,
drinking
Samberg?
Coronas.
getting passes from Eli Manning.
Yeah.
You know,
He's the most famous guy.
I think
And he one time
I think he just
was on trial
played
for murder.
I think he just played a dentist, Clay. I don't think he's really a dentist.
Someone
Do
said.
you think
this
that?
is how this keeps happening to me? Someone said he was a dentist.
Someone told you
One of you
Ludacris was a
motherfuckers
dentist?
said it was a dentist.
He
and
made
then
a
I was going to
dentist
go
with
on
a
telling people for the rest of my life until proven wrong that it was a dentist, just like the
No, I
the
said
Paul
that he had
Thomas
plaits
Anderson,
in his mouth.
Wes Anderson thing.
what's the
It
Wes
was you.
Anderson thing?
How I for years was telling people that P.T. Anderson and Wes Anderson were brothers, and then some guy one time when I was at a bar was like, "Nuh-uh," and looked it up and proved me wrong.
It's spelled
and I
differently.
looked like an idiot.
It's spelled differently.
Yeah, but he told me probably 20 years ago that they were related. And
I would've
then
believed
I just
it.
believed it.
I
I
would've
would have
believed
believed it 20 years ago.
I easily would have believed. I wouldn't have had a way to check it.
Right.
Really,
Yeah.
I'd have to fire up my personal computer.
Exactly. And so I went on years
Ludacris is probably not a dentist.
sharing
He was
a
in the
lie.
movie Fred Claus.
Did we ever figure
Ludacris
out
was?
why
Yeah,
Killer
yeah.
Mike was
Wow.
arrested at the Grammys? I feel like we left that hanging.
He beat somebody up.
Oh, I thought it was just a warrant that was related to something
No, I mean, it
else.
was a warrant that was related, and they knew he'd be there because he was winning Grammys, but they...
Oh,
so he didn't.
So
beat
it's
someone
unrelated to the
at-
He didn't beat
Grammys?
somebody at the Grammys.
at the crypto arena or whatever the fuck.
No. So that's the thing about a warrant, right? Is that if you're in public, they can arrest you if they have a warrant.
What did he do to warrant a warrant?
He beat somebody up.
Who?
I don't know. I don't care.
But it was filed.
Yeah.
A
So-
Do you think he
formal-
can serve his time on the
So
weekend?
if you-
formal
if-
complaint.
So Matt, great example. Say you have an arrest warrant because
I
you,
didn't think he was going to say arrest warrant.
because well, it has to be an arrest warrant. So
Yeah, I
say
think
you
I know
have
where
an
you were
arrest
going.
warrant
A
because
warrant
you
for
beat
arrest.
Jake up and he filed a police report and they knew that you were going to be
At your show this Thursday.
At our show
At
this
Central
Thursday.
Stage.
At Central Stage.
with
Well,
North by
they
North
would-
and Cave Radio.
Boom.
it
how we do
is. It is with North by North and Cave Radio. The tickets are $10 in advance.
Doors at 7,
and
music at 8.
Doors are at 7, music at 8. We do play right at 8 o'clock. And if they knew that you would be playing right at 8 o'clock, what they would do is they would show up probably right after you started playing because
know
they
what
knew
I
you'd
would
still
do,
be
though?
there. And then
I'm
they
one
would
step ahead
then
of
they
them.
would cuff you up after
No.
afterwards.
I'm
be
one
great.
step ahead of him. I would get the glasses with the nose and the mustache.
Yes.
That would so work in that
What I
environment.
would-
Groucho
would.
Marx.
There's
the
going to be a
Groucho Marx
lot of
face?
guys fitting
What I
your
would do if I were
description
you
there.
is I would set myself up on a pulley system with a harness that they couldn't see because it was hidden under my clothes.
Dude.
And then when they came to the stage to get me, I would get zipped up into the rafters
Like
and I would
David
escape
fucking
out the
Copperfield.
ceiling. Yeah.
No, I would stay up there. I'd go up to the
David
ceiling
Copperfield?
and I would
Yeah.
do a number.
And then I would rappel down the side of the building and escape.
I'd be like
we gotta
Pink.
have a pocket number for if I have to go to the ceiling to evade
I'd be like
police.
Pink.
Yeah. You do
She
aerials.
does a lot of aerials.
Aerials. But what song would you do, Matt, if you were doing aerials to evade
You
the
got to
police?
do System of a Down.
I was about to say aerials. Yeah, you have
Oh,
to.
you think so?
Yeah.
I would.
How's
so
that go?
But as
You and
done
you
by
and I-
Pink.
You and I are on the same wavelength here, Clay. I
Yeah.
appreciate
I
it.
only
It's
know the
couch.
one song.
We're connecting
do I
through
have
our
an AI
butts.
tool
Yes.
that'll show me what it would sound like
It's not
if
the first
Pink
time I've
sang
done it.
Aerials by System of a Down? That would be cool.
That's
Can-
the one that's like, right? Like,
Oh.
Sky. Yeah.
Oh yeah. La 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 la
yeah.
Okay, that's gonna be so. This audio is
is
gonna
the
be so
name
great.
of the song. song.
Anyway.
That's the name.
He's got a pretty good voice.
Serge,
He's a great song.
Serge Tankian. He's from
he's
Glendale,
he's
California.
a trained opera
He's
singer.
from Glendale, California. I
Yeah.
thought he was an operative.
Him
He's
and
Armenian.
the lead singer from Disturbed are both trained opera singers that went into a very different genre.
David
don't like
Draymond
I don't like it.
That's
Is
his
that
name?
his name?
from
Disturbed?
Disturbed.
David Rainman?
Draymond.
Oh.
He's got the.
guy
Are
with
you
the
saying
got the
ham?
stuff,
the snake piercing things and
the stuff on
Ham?
his chin.
yeah, and then the bald
Yeah.
head. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why are they
that guy.
That
around
one.
again?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah,
that?
there's that early
Why
2000s.
do they still exist? Who knows?
Oh,
That's like the
they
new
became
generation of
relevant.
legacy
No.
acts, I guess,
They
like
reemerged into the Twitter sphere when they did that cover of Sound of Silence.
That's true.
And then that got a big kick into going into like heavy military supporting TikToks and families.
It's called X
social
now,
media
and we're
presences.
streaming there live actually right now.
I
Yeah,
didn't
but
say X, I
that's
said
the
TikTok.
dumbest thing ever because they're like X, formerly Twitter. They do it every time, and then they call it tweeting. I think you guys even
No-
mentioned it.
Nobody calls it.
Now it's
X.
called Xing.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah, we're also live on
That was a
Instagram.
lie.
I don't know. We're developing.
I don't
so
even have an
rapidly.
account on Twitter.
What,
X.
Well, how do you? you
what
do
I'll say about
Twitter in guest mode?
Yep.
You're an ex-guest.
Yeah.
Disturbed and Shinedown both had
I'm
like a
aware.
renaissance during
What song is
during
Shinedown?
COVID.
I totally.
Shinedown does a cover of Simple Man.
Oh yeah, they do.
And they also have a bunch of other
tweeted this
terrible
the other
songs
day.
that sound exactly like their cover of Simple Man.
You X'd it?
I X'd this the other day. I said,
and it's like
what did I say?
borderline butt rock.
Ew, no, it is
Well,
butt
it's
rock.
definitely
yeah.
butt rock.
Really,
Yeah, butt rock.
And so, but what they
Shinedown is just Adele for Fox Racing Chads.
Oh, I love
so,
that.
but what they did was right after COVID, like there was
My Mac.
their guitarist had a custom guitar made
Like, can you give me a DC?
that basically I forget exactly what it was the Coca-Cola logo, but it was changed to
Shinedown?
no, not to the word Shinedown, but to something about how vaccines were bad.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, so
Now I'm doing aerials, but vaccines are bad.
in your arm.
Yeah, you don't want them. You don't want their bad.
Put that jab right inside of your arm. Yeah,
You just rhymed arm and arm. Nice
Fuck
going.
yeah, he did.
that's what those kind of bands do.
That's
my
what
man.
you got to do.
Because it's not about the
'Cause you
word;
gotta
it's
think
about the
your
delivery.
target audience,
Yeah.
and they have to sing.
You can rhyme the same word as long as you
But
deliver
that's
it
the thing,
differently.
I heard Shinedown.
Now I
on the,
work for Bill Gates on his farm.
I
Hey, that's good
notoriously.
too.
Okay, that's a fun one.
I notoriously have never had Bluetooth in my car because I always drive old cars.
You drive an old car? I've never noticed
I drive
before.
a 2005 Mercury Grand Marquis.
You've got to have
Grand
8
Sport.
cylinders.
Yeah,
You've
because you
got
ran
to
your
have-
other car into the ground.
No, I sold it to Carvana.
That Escape was falling apart.
They
The
loved
door
it. They
cards
were
were
happy.
falling
You're
for
lucky
it.
they
They paid
towed it
top
away.
dollar for it.
What was top dollar?
They gave me like $5,000
Wow.
That's actually pretty good.
for
What
a
year was
car
it?
I beat the fuck out
It was
of.
beat the fuck.
Well, and
was
if you
paid
got
off.
$5,000
It really
for
wasn't that
nice work.
old.
It wasn't, but
No, it wasn't like
but
the
he
first
put
gen.
some
It
miles
was like the
on
most
that
current generation
interior.
of
You've seen his car now.
Scape.
Oh yeah, I'm well aware about his Grand Marquis.
So imagine
But
that happening.
so
to like
I
a
don't have Bluetooth
2016
in the
Escape.
Grand Marquis, and so I was listening to a bro rock station around here the other day in the car, and they were
Which
blasting-
station would that be?
Was it
They were
KC?
playing some Shinedown,
I know which station that
and
was.
it really just felt like, oh, this is just Adele, but for like guys
Hanging
that have
chads.
like a truck.
Hanging
Like
Chads.
a certain guy. Well, Chad is just like
I
a generic
understood that
term for a dude, right? And then
Was of the time.
when I was in high school, there were like dudes from South County that thought they were in the Fast and the Furious, and they all had
Oh,
big
yeah.
Fox Racing decals on their cars.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
but
they'd
Fox
meet
Racing
at the
is not-
Sonic in Kirkwood sometimes.
Yeah.
I will tell you.
I don't get the Fox racing
I
thing.
did
It's
see
dirt bikes.
I did see something really interesting today. The last
Monster
rock
Energy.
Is it
song-
just dirt bikes?
Yeah,
so.
it's just
oh,
dirt bikes.
I thought it was at least cars.
Yeah,
they were
no.
putting the stickers on
Yeah,
their
I know.
cars.
So the last
No, it makes less sense than it did.
They
Even
get the
less?
hard shell jackets.
the last
they
rock
didn't
song
need.
to be number one
did
on the
not.
Billboard Hot 100. Do you guys want to take a guess at what it was?
The
Wait,
last
wait,
song?
wait, hold on.
It was the
question.
last time a rock song was number one on the Billboard Hot 100. Do you want to guess what that was?
Creed.
No. I'm gonna give you guys all three guesses, and we'll see what happens.
I thought you were going to say hints, and I got excited. Okay.
I'm not giving any hints.
What's the win again? I'm sorry. One more time.
It's so
Do we have a year?
the No, I'm not going to give you a year, but I'm going to tell you it's been a long time.
It's been a while. Is that the song?
No. Is that the song? No. No, so that's one guess for you. The last rock song that was number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. So Clay's out a guess, you're out a guess. You all three get 3 guesses each.
Don't Stop Believing.
No.
Nope.
So that's one for you.
More recent.
Little,
than that.
yeah, it's more recent than that. That's a little too far back.
Clay.
I had to set a waypoint. You know what I mean?
No, I appreciate you
I
doing
had
that.
to go
No,
set a
you
watchman.
set the floor. We
You know what I'm
appreciate
saying?
that.
And you did a great job.
Howling for You by the Black Keys.
Also, no.
Damn, I feel like that one
so
really
that's
hit
2
right
down
there.
for
It was
you.
in multiple car commercials. I
It
thought we were
was.
getting
Yeah,
there.
it was. Is it post 9/11?
Ooh, post
That would be
9/11
really
rock.
bad if it was.
Is it Love Me When I'm Here and
Ooh,
Kiss Me
that's a
when
good
I'm
one.
It's
gone?
not that one.
Oh, it was 3 Doors Down. That was
No,
fucking
it's not.
Superman.
It's not 3
Superman?
doors down. It's
All
not
right,
3
so I think
doors
I'm out of
down.
guesses now.
No, you've got one more
Wait,
guess.
I should know this
You-
because I had all of the now. That's
So,
what I call
but-
music
Oh,
scene.
But
I'll
I
bet you
will
did.
say
You
that
did.
Was
so
it
that
Aerosmith?
that was a great question about was it post 9/11? It was around 9/11.
In and around 9/11.
In and or around 9/11.
Didn't
yes.
Billy Joel drop an album on the 10th?
You gotta guess a song.
In the
Yikes.
middle of the night.
Is that your third guess?
No, I just
It
wanted to
really,
see that song.
it really fucked him up because it was Uptown Girl.
Yeah.
It was, ooh.
Uptown Squirrel.
Yeah, and then it was 9/11.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
it was 9/11.
Which to some people was uptown from
Certainly
where
was.
they were, and
true.
so it felt mad insensitive, bruh.
So are you guessing Uptown Girl?
Nope. Oh, I'm mad because I was there, and I should know this because I was the target audience.
Was
It was 2001. That was.
Was
the
it
last time.
Butterfly by Sugartown?
It
What
was
that? What
not,
that?
and that was
Crazy
earlier than
Town.
01, and you are out. You have guessed all 3
All right,
songs.
cool. I'm so good.
All right,
Was it
you
Nick-
still have one more, and he has 2. Jake has 2.
Was it Nickelback?
It was
Collins?
Nickelback.
Oh,
Face just told you everything you needed
man!
to know.
I wish I had waited on that last guess.
So if it was Nickelback and it was number 1,
Should have been dead on a Sunday morning.
was it Hero?
That is your third guess, and that is not a Nickelback song.
Oh,
was
That's
it
Creed.
Hero?
It was not. You got one more guess.
Oh, because
That's
that was
a Creed
in the
song. I
Spider-Man
just wanted
movie.
to put Creed in the chat.
That Spider-Man movie was something around like 0405.
Really?
So you're going too late.
Christ.
No, it was earlier than that.
No.
I was because
No,
I was
that
in
was
a band
Spider-Man
in 2001, and we had a
Wait,
song called
wasn't that-
Spider-Man
wasn't that
soundtrack.
song- wasn't that song
that
by
was a
Foo
parody
Fighters?
of all those songs.
No, he's talking about in this
Photograph.
city that a hero.
Oh,
Was it
that
Photograph?
one. Oh, okay.
What's
Huh?
that?
Was it Was it Look
No,
at this?
it was How You Remind Me
Oh.
by
This
Nickelback.
Have you
Yeah.
seen? Have you remember
I've-
that website where
that
we
was
would
a
play
great
the one
song.
song
Was.
and the other song
yeah,
at the same
Someday
time?
and How
And
You
they were
Remind
exactly
Me.
the same
They
song?
were exactly the same
Guys,
song.
speaking of, did we talk about on the air R.I.P. to Toby Keith?
We escaped
We-
over right earlier.
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
skim over it a little
Because
bit.
you know who else was hot in 2001?
Toby motherfucking
Tobias James Keith.
I think it made him. 9/11.
9/11 gave him a
Yeah,
purpose.
the boot
Well,
in your ass
yeah.
thing gave him a purpose.
he was
yeah.
So,
too big and hideous
Patriot
to just be a
Country
crooner.
was a unicorn ridden by
Mm-hmm.
Toby Keith into the successful part of the last 20 years of his
And it
career.
made us want to go over there and kill people.
Sure.
Yep.
I didn't know that Toby Keith was a football player, and I didn't know that Carl Weathers was a professional football player.
You know,
I believe that.
Kirby Puckett loved poker.
What the
He can
fuck
do a
are you-
backflip.
That's what it feels like when you do that to me. Who the fuck is Carl? Who?
The guy who just
Yeah,
died.
he
the
just
guy.
died.
The guy.
Carl
that's been
Weathers,
in all
he
those
was
movies.
in Arrested Development.
He was in Arrested Development.
Yeah, he could.
He was
you know,
in The
he could get
Mandalorian?
he could get a stew
Yeah,
going.
most
you know?
recently.
What he was in fucking Predator. He
was in Predator.
Apollo Creed in
was
the Rocky
Apollo Creed.
movies.
Why are you
He
screaming?
was because
He was Chubbs.
They're saying all these weird references.
He
It's
was
like just-
Chubbs.
He was Chubbs in Happy Gilmore.
Chubbs. Why didn't you just say so?
Well, now you know who the fuck we're talking about.
The new album by Blinded by Stereo.
But yeah, no, that was
Chubbs,
a very
why
fit,
didn't you
athletic
say
man.
so?
That man in his prime was very athletic. I'm not surprised if he played
handsome,
professional
too.
football.
Great voice.
A great
You know,
voice.
I usually won't tolerate a mustache, but on Carl Weathers, I mean,
But also, Toby Keith was not a football player.
No, it said he didn't play in the NFL, but he played in like the UFL or something like that. It was
Okay.
like a minor league football.
He was a battle hawk?
professional.
He might have been.
Oh, so Carl Weathers.
He was
just
also an
died
oil employee, like an oil
Yeah,
worker
right.
for
Oilman.
a while. An oilman.
So-
He was an oilman?
He
An
drank
oilman.
our milkshake with his songs about
Yep.
patriotism.
His straw went across the room.
So I'm gonna do something that maybe is
My
or is
boy.
not kosher. But Jake,
that
what
my
else you
child?
got on that list for us to talk about?
Yeah.
Toby Keith also was.
No,
Daniel
that's a
Day-Lewis.
good idea. We should plow
You don't
through
want this to go off the rails anymore?
Oh, did you know
very
that
good.
Toby Keith?
I do love. Well, the one thing I will say about Carl Weathers, and I read this.
Okay, let's go with that.
I read this yesterday.
Let's go with it.
Is that when he was on Arrested Development,
Yes.
right? And
He's
you
the
know he
greatest
was
actor.
he was Tobias Funke's acting coach,
Yeah.
right?
Love that.
And they wanted him to be on it, and they wanted him to play it super straight and like be a real acting coach. And he told them, "I will only do your sitcom if I can make up my own character." And so he came up with the idea of him being super cheap, of him being actually a terrible actor, like in that universe where he just like makes up everything. And I still use that line, "Oh baby, you got a stew going,"
You got a
all the
stew going,
time,
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Like that is I love that line. Just be
Because
like
he's
any.
frugal to a
Anytime
insane degree. Yeah.
anytime anybody's just like, well, you could do it this way, and she's like, oh yeah, you do it that way, baby, you got a stew going, like
That's right.
you know, and it's great. Anyway, I'm gonna get off of that. I just love the idea that he refused to do it unless he got to basically rewrite all the episodes he was in. Anyway, Jake, what else we got on the
Oh
list?
no, I love it. We're doing great. We don't. Some of this is not time sensitive, so it's not all essential. But we do have a big local story. I know Clay was excited about.
What's that?
The man investigators call the kingpin of catalytic converter theft in Kansas City was sentenced to 5 years in prison and must forfeit $4.4 million of ill-gotten gains.
$4.4 million off of catalytic converters.
You can get a lot of money out of Cat.
The defendant bought thousands
I've
of
heard that.
stolen catalytic
Full of precious
converters
metals.
at J&J Recycling, his store on Truman Road in Independence, Missouri, which is the first place I ever had the double Filet-O-Fish.
Sounds like Toby Keith's kind of
So
place.
Also-
the double
This is
filet
what
fish.
reminded me of this.
Also,
The double Filet-O-Fish is proof that God exists.
So
I will
listen,
say
guys,
that.
there's
Deep
a
off?
huge,
Yeah.
there is a huge opening in the local catalytic converter market.
well,
Okay?
also the
So
kingpin's
get out
gone,
there,
so get in there and steal
Blast
some
some
cats.
Toby Keith and
Yeah.
get in the game. There are precious metals in a catalytic converter, guys.
Yes, put a boot in its ass. It's
He
the
ran a
American
large
way.
criminal organization. Assistant U.S. Attorney Kate Mahoney told the. Do we know her?
No.
Told. I can't say his last name.
What is the guy's name?
James.
I'm trying to think of like a snappy name for him. Like
His last name's.
They called him Big Cat.
Big
Yeah.
Cat. Okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he
Big-
stole a lot of
James
catalytic
the Big
converters.
Cat. His last name is like spelled like a word
Spell
I'm
it
not
out.
allowed to say.
Spell it out.
Hold on.
SP.
speed.
I C.
IC.
K.
Spick. It's Spick.
Spike.
That's his name.
It's fine. We're not talking about a racial slur. We're talking about his name.
Well,
Yes.
you have to
It
clarify
was
that
James
for you
Big
too.
Cat Spick. Yeah, that was his
Oh,
name. And
see,
he,
it
and
doesn't
he was-
sound good.
Yeah, I stuttered a little bit
That's
there. 'cause
somebody's
it's-
baby.
It feels dirty coming out of the mouth, but,
But
at the
he
same
also
time,
bought and sold $4.4 million worth of stolen catalytic converters.
Huh.
and one of the biggest hit spots he got was Rockhurst.
He was a
area.
crucial cog in the criminal
Have you
community.
had a catalytic converter stolen, Clay?
No, but I know how to steal one.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah,
That's information a guy can use.
you should check your undercarriage before you leave here tonight.
Listen, you bastard. I know that I got that car for free. But if I start my car tomorrow and I find that my catalytics are not being
I got an
converted,
angle grinder. It's ready. That battery's
if I wake up
charged.
tomorrow and I can't convert my catalytics
It's a Makita.
because
We're
you're a
good to go.
dirtbag,
I actually did start a service during COVID where I will wrap barbed wire around people's cats.
I'm so
Catalytic converters, not their pet animals.
I was hoping you would wrap barbed wire around my blind cat.
No, why?
didn't know what you
You
were
gotta
gonna
love that
say.
blind cat.
It's the
I
only
love
way
the
to protect
cat.
him. It's
I got-
the only way you
I
can
got
protect
cats.
I found out that he's fat officially.
him. You found
today.
out that he's fat?
Well, I knew he was a big boy, but
Yeah.
I was doing.
Was it when you
a,
picked him up and you went, oh, when you were standing
Yeah.
up straight?
Well, he is 18 pounds, but I
18.
but I just always figured he was just
My
a big
Lord.
boy. He's very healthy. He enjoys himself, and I
Great eater.
I wish
Yeah.
someday someone will
So-
describe me like that.
and
He's a big, healthy boy. He enjoys himself. That's just what I want. I just want to be hydrated and
But-
in my element, thriving.
So,
you know what I
well,
mean?
So I saw this thing on Facebook, and it's this ad about like, is your pet overweight? I'm like, no, he's not. And I go and I click through it, and they're just like, you should take your cat to a vet and get him on a diet. I'm like, oh no. like,
You should mind your fucking business.
exactly.
I like spoiling cats. I got a fat cat at home. I got a skinny cat at home that's gaining weight because he's getting older.
Oh, dude.
We got these two bariatric motherfuckers hanging out in this
Bariatric?
basement.
Is that a real word?
Yeah,
Dude.
it means obese.
Well, you have to get a Busch Light sponsor.
Okay, I really
Why?
don't think that your cats are fat. I think your cats are really big cats.
They're Maine Coon tabby mixes, so they're naturally
Yeah.
big,
Maine Coon
but they've been
tabbies.
fat since they lived with me, and that was
Yeah.
years ago.
I will say, I had a guy at Hooters this afternoon.
Hooters.
Yeah, you gotta
Shout
say it
out
like
to all the
Hooters.
parents.
I had a guy at Hooters this afternoon tell me that that it tracks that a guy dressed as well as I did had cats, and when I asked what the hell that meant, he said it means you're gay. And
I do it. I don't know why.
And I'm like,
I knew that you
you
were
know,
at
I
the
was-
South
I was-
County Hooters.
Yeah, I was at the South
And I was
County
like,
Hooters.
there's
and
only
I'm like,
one direction this is
Yeah,
going.
because you weren't wearing either Carhartt or a bright yellow
No,
hazard vest.
Because I'm just
I
like,
have
what?
both.
What the hell, man? Like, I don't even know you. I'm just sitting here drinking a Busch Light with you. We're joking
Yeah,
around.
I
about
can
other
tell
stuff.
by your wares that you might own a feline or three.
Yeah. Yeah, I see.
Like, why would you say that, sir?
Yeah,
Because you are homosexual. And then he sips on his Jim Beam that's been sitting for too long.
I mean, I do like a good glass of Jim Beam on the rocks, but you know.
Sure, but you also don't harass people just because the way they're dressed.
That's when I knew I had to give it up. Is when I started enjoying, like, spending a night drinking Jim Beam and Diet all night.
See, I don't do that. What I do is I
Don't
have
mess you
one
up.
Jim Beam, and then I'll switch to like a Bush or something like
It was
that.
just so cheap. It was like you could get a fifth of Jim Beam for like $17.
I will tell you, yesterday at happy hour, I asked the bartender if I could grab a Bush, and she was very offended, and I was like, "No, the beer." And then she realized that
Did that
she-
really happen?
Was this at
It
a
did
Hooters?
actually happen.
Was
No,
this
but
at
you
a
know
Hooters?
what though? Filthy people make that joke all the time to bar staff.
Oh, okay.
It
And so they're
happens
just like,
constantly.
I'll say, did you just learn something about that woman's privates?
No,
Perhaps I don't know.
maybe
but-
she's insecure about it.
Well, but see that was the one thing about it too, is that like it was at a bar. I go to this bar after work all the time, and she might have been joking with me, but she played it real straight, and I
What's
was
the
just
bar?
like, no, I would just like another Bush beer, please.
you
What's
know
the
what?
bar?
You know what I'm going to recommend for you for your spirit.
Oh yeah, my buddy works there on Tuesdays.
Kai?
Yeah,
Oh hell
one
yeah!
of my best friends.
Oh, Kai's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kai's been on this show.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did.
We would love to get him back.
Oh,
It's
I'm
just
gonna
our
bother
schedule's
him
been
then.
up.
He's a great dude. I gave him a ton of recommend. He went to New Orleans last month, and I.
With
went
him.
Oh, great! I
I
gave
almost
him.
died. He tried
What the
to
hell
kill
is
me.
happening?
I gave him all the
Colin
recommendations.
doesn't
happening
know.
Fucking small world,
I
man.
Colin
lived
doesn't
down
know
there for
Clay,
10
but
years.
they're
Oh, yeah.
talking about the
So-
same guy.
Kai's been one of my
I don't
best
know.
friends.
Yeah,
for a
this-
while.
that's
Oh,
for the audience.
Well, tell him Colin said hi. He'll know.
Yeah, I'm doing the
Yeah.
breakdown. Okay, so it appears that these two have never met.
I don't think we have actually met in person before.
No.
I mean, I know I know him from the podcast, but
This
I
is
don't-
kind of like that movie, The Lake House, where they're living at the same lake house in different points in time.
Different times in the
And we
space-time
only communicate
continuum.
romantically with love letters left in the
Did
mailbox.
you know that that's
Oh.
actually a prequel to
The
Doctor
Notebook?
Strange?
Oh.
No shit, that's wild.
What?
I was making that up.
Okay,
I was trying to
good.
see if
Yeah,
could
I don't
get
know what you were
I was
doing
trying
there.
to see if I could get you. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Michael Scott.
Jesus said that.
Wayne Gretzky.
Jesus.
Jesus said, brother, when you're out there on the ice, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
I
Let me
do
wrap
refer
this
to
up.
Jesus
Michael
as the
Jordan.
great one.
We've done plenty of time here.
Oh, is
What do you
it
wanna
time to
call
wrap
it?
it up?
Oh yeah, let's start shutting it down. I got to teach in the morning.
Oh, have we been going?
Oh,
for
it's
like
so
an hour
late.
and a
It
half?
doesn't even matter. Next week, we're going to talk about the Bayside Mall aliens, Amelia Earhart's long lost plane.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
we'll
wow.
follow up on the catalytic converter Kingpin and see how he's doing. Definitely check us out. Blinded by Stereo this coming
You mean
Thursday.
James Big Cat Spick?
Yes.
Hey,
that's-
don't interrupt him while he's telling
Yeah,
them
don't
about
let
our
me
show.
shut it
That's
down,
true.
you rat bastard.
Loot up.
This coming Thursday, Blinded by Stereo at Central Stage with North by North and Cave Radio. That following Friday, this Friday, No Antics at Off Broadway, opening for Honey's final show and an album release.
Saturday.
And Saturday, I got
Matthew
tickets to Matthew
Sweet.
Sweet at the Duck Room.
Hell yeah!
I've seen that show there before. It's really fun. And Sunday, I'm doing an episode of this podcast, maybe before the game.
Nice.
And then we're totally going to roast the game on the pod the following. I think we got multiple weeks lined up. So The Patreon thanks you, and we thank you. Patreon.com/JacobV. Did I miss anything?
Mark Hamill.
Jesus Christ Supercar.
Yeah, we're wrapping up a few things. We're opening for a band called Mike Mains and the Branches at the Duck Room on March 12th. You can check out everything you need to know about Jesus Christ Supercar at JesusChristSupercarBand.com or at all of our socials, which are most of them at Jesus Christ Supercar.
Oh, Neil's in the chat. Executive producer Neil. I don't know how long I was sleeping on the multi-stream here.
Do you
God
mean Neil
bless you,
Wolf?
Neil Wolf, who is a Fox, is coming on the show. He's an executive producer. I don't know when that's supposed to happen.
You've been telling me he's coming on the. He's going to come on the show for like 4 months.
Listen.
We need you, Neil.
Listen. It's $1 a week, people.
To be an executive producer?
Yeah.
Did you bring up Caddyshack?
No, I don't think it's a... Yeah, Caddyshack, I'm doing trivia for them next week on the 15th.
I'm doing trivia for you on Thursday this week, so you can have your show with Blinded by Stereo.
Exactly. And so there's...
And I will be hosting
The
that at
brand
the
is
Blue Wood
about
Brewing
town.
in place of Jacob.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill.
Come on
Mark
by.
Hamill and
Hamill,
JacobV.com.
Mark Hamill, Illinois.
And send me something in the Discord if you can give me EBT for my dogs.